Hi guys.
Melocious TV. Information, entertainment, analysis, and gossip. Be careful. We are everywhere. Melocious TV. Subscribe now on YouTube and get the vibes.
Hi guys. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet you all according to your time. It's your girl again, Melodies TV. Long time we've not had a live video like this, but thank God for today. At least we are here today to talk. Please come in, please share this video, invite friends. Let's talk about what is happening. Let's talk about it. And before we go into our video, we give shout out to Stelibom Skincare, your one and only brand where it work for your skin, help for all those black patches, them acne for your face, dark elbows, dark knuckles, red veins, white patches. Stelibom Skincare go help you for treat them all, for give your skin a unique and uniform color where you want them. No be bleach. If your skin don't be spoiled by any brand, by any cosmetic, use Stelibom Skincare. It will bring back your normal skin where you need for get time. Please, as you join in, say hello, let me know you are here. Keep your orders coming. Stelibom Skincare, now you're number one. Bridget, I see you. Tatsa, I see you. Tamoris, I see you. Well up, I see you. Thank you all so much for joining. Please, as you join, partage, share the video. A song bless, I see you. Long time not seeing you all. Thank God we are here again today. We have a lot to talk about. And Dora, I see you, darling. Hey, it's my favor. Said, I see you, sis. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, a lot has been going on, and this particular video I'm making today, the scatters, darling. Thank you so much for joining. Maxine, I see you. Hey, sis Marilo, you're welcome. Thanks for joining. Romeo, how far? Bokeh, I see you. Thank you all so much for joining. This video today, where I want to make we don't get so many versions for the incident where it happened for BUEA. At the end of the day, yes, a life has been lost. Yes, that is true. So many versions the day outside. I get question. You don't use telebombs. No, sis, I've not used the product. I'm only advertising the product. I've not used it. Now, hook up day? No, hook up no day. So I'm just being sincere. That's the truth. And my boss will not accept me to say I have used a product when I haven't. Okay. I'm working with instruction. Yes. So Basum, I see you. Nabi, I see you. Yes, guys, as you come in, all of us, nobody will say that they haven't heard what has happened in BUEA about our sister, where it take rat poison or namukap whatsoever, but at the end of the day, she's no more. Yeah. This video I'm making today, based on all what everybody is saying, the guy cheated on her, the guy caught her, this one happened, this one. I'm not interested in all those things, right? I'm not interested in what happened. At the end of the day, something happened. A life is gone. That's what I'm interested in. I don't want to take this video very long. It's going to be a very short video, but one that is going to stick deep into our heads. I want us to follow up as we go. If you want to join the video, you have something to add, you're free to join. Many a times, us young ladies, us the girls, even I don't want to put the boys on this now. Many a times, we are so carried away with the things of life that we forget where we are coming from. We always forget our background, how we all started, how we find ourselves wherever we are. How did you find yourself in BUEA? How did you find yourself in a university? You forget that we forget about all the struggles of our parents, our loved ones, uncles, aunties, brothers that have been supporting us in our education. We forgot about it, especially when we come across somebody that has just been showing us love, temporal love, that has not even seen your parents, has not even made an effort that they want to marry you. We forget about all those things. Why would a guy cheat on a girl he is not married to? Listen to that. Ask yourself that question again. Why will a guy cheat on a girl he is not married to? Or then a side chick? The guy is not married. I don't even want to focus on that. The guy is not married. So after now that she is gone, is she going to stop the guy from not dating? Is it going to stop this guy from not moving or from not having the pleasures of life? Now that she is gone, what happens to her parents? So when you ask me, say, why is a guy supposed to cheat? Are they married? We are not talking about a couple here who are married and then the husband is cheating on the wife. We are talking about somebody that was barely patching with the guy. They are having fun. And the guy decide to stop it or decide to cheat on you. I'm not interested whether who cheat or who no cheat. I'm interested about you and I having sense. Having sense. I'm telling you, Blanche, show you're welcome, my darling. See, Melo, this is very funny. I do not know how we got here about taking your life because of love. Back in the days, we never had such, but now it's just a normal thing. Yeah, because from that question, the day ladies will learn to love themselves more, this nonsense will stop. My dear, it's going to take a very long time for us to learn. Please ask the question again. I'm telling you, because it's funny. How will you ask me that? Why will the guy cheat on the girl with another girl? Girlfriend, the vex say boyfriend cheat on you with girlfriend, so they go any own life. No member about his parents. They're suffering from primary, secondary school, high school, university final year. You are 21 years old. At that age, that's the time you're supposed to start enjoying life, start understanding things that are happening. You go now for go take something, taking it with the change. See, let's be realistic here. Let's be realistic. Now, why you see some couple, they will get kind issue, but you know, yes, say they divorce. How can you even ask that kind of question? I don't know where that question is coming from. I sure girlfriend go say if the one check, she is also see that is it. People are just I don't understand why. See, this life not really balanced. Sis Marie, you're welcome. Thanks for joining.
Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening to everybody. This is so insane. This is insane. We have sisters in that category of age. We have been that age. We are growing and we are going forward, but it's like we're not learning. We're not learning. There are a lot of different kind of relationships existing today, and we need to be able to decide for ourselves what is it we want.
True.
I think that we have passed the era of communicate. We are now in the era of listen to what they are communicating and comprehend what is being communicated.
True.
When Gary asks, oh, now my boyfriend, he don't cheat on me. My pikin asks, now my girlfriend may submit. Cheat on who and submit to what? How old are you? You don't even value your own life. You don't respect yourself. You don't love yourself.
Self-love is missing.
You want everything, but you don't know you. May her soul rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
We're not going to bash her, but we're going to turn this around to a learning.
I'm not here to bash
a learning moment.
We are here to talk for the ones that are still alive.
Yes.
We can learn.
Let us turn this to a learning moment. It happens to the best of us. It takes 1 minute for your mindset to need a reset. True. Mental health, depression, stress, trauma is real. We come from various backgrounds. True. And sometimes, right, we may sit here and we may have this video, we may come on board and we may say things. It is not because we're coming from the best of places.
True.
We have been in spaces where life choked us to the point where we thought death is the best option. But sometimes a voice gives you something to hang on to.
True.
There is a young man in Cameroon. Social media saved his life. He wrote on social media that I am going to take my life. Some of us saw the message. We don't know this young man, but we called everyone we knew back in Douala. This guy had drank Parazone. So some of us raised money and we had to flush his stomach. And he's alive today because he made a post. If you are watching this video and you're in that space that you need someone to talk to any of us. We must not be online to talk to you. We must not put it online to be able to talk to you. It is a very challenging times we are living in. Living in Cameroon is already a full-time job without pay.
True.
Being a Cameroonian. So I understand that we are looking for things that we cannot get. The only one that can give you something first is God. The second is yourself. Your parents have struggled for you. Do not hang on temporal things to make permanent decisions. She took her life. It is permanent. She cannot get it anymore. Like it hurts. Her age, the expectations, her destiny, the people that are hoping on her junior sisters if she does have it. And this boy does not even probably know that this is the effect he had on her. And one thing led to another, and now she's gone. He cheated, right? But now that you are gone, he will do the best of what you don't want him to do.
Yeah.
He will cheat. The people he's cheating with are the ones that are going to be consoling him that his girlfriend passed away. Should in case they even know you were the girlfriend.
That is it.
It is so painful. Your family has done all they can for you. You are a hope. You are a future. Things may not look right now, but things are going to be better if we all just sit and think and reach out for 1 minute. Like I heard, it could have been my own sister. It could have been my child. It could have been me. I don't even know how to cry the picking here. No kind of love.
At first I read the WhatsApp chat where he send for a WhatsApp group. Say he needs somebody where go just the console, he need love, he was stress. I'm like, this girl was actually going through a lot.
A lot.
She was
I'm having like goosebumps.
Yeah.
Depression is real. Mental health, all these things are real. We are stressing. And there is just no way we can eradicate it for everybody. But this is an open space for us to talk. Sister to sister, mother to child, sister to brother, friend to friend. It will not kill us to lend a listening ear. It will not kill you to lean on a shoulder and cry. I know it is difficult to trust nowadays, but let us try it this way first. Hey, Jesus. Someone will sleep now, wake up, say picking on die. If you wake up, they call you say picking on die for waiting for love.
Practical love.
Who up will help? When I say we drive Adam for garden because of love. Now we did die because of love.
Sister Favour, you're welcome. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Melo. Hi, everybody.
Hi, darling.
Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Hey, good.
This situation is sad, and it's really sad.
It is.
It's sad, but I want to come in from a different angle because I feel like I always say this generation because our oppas are picking 10 years plus. The too many generation they do these days will not be there for do when we will grow up. So even you know how you advise them, how they no go here.
Won't listen.
They'll tell you gonna those your days are not our days. I don't know the difference. The difference is just the fact that we have access to technology now more. But we can actually use it in a positive way rather than in in a
The negative.
decaying way, because
Yeah.
I feel like our society is decaying a lot. The things we see on social media, the nudity, the kind of lifestyle, and like you must be part of it. I love when you started by saying, remember where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Stay humble, be patient. The fast way is never the surest way to get to your destination. It's never the surest way, you know.
True.
But I want to speak on this case based on the fact that she's dead and gone here,
Yeah.
and how we are still living, how we react to things like this. I want us to understand something. Suicide is like, it can be like malaria, cerebral malaria. It's like a disease. It's like something that comes due to crisis.
Yeah.
There are two ways suicide can happen. Somebody can become suicidal. It's
Yeah.
either you have mental disorder, or it happens like boom. And when it always happens boom is because you get into a crisis.
Yeah.
And when you get into a crisis that you cannot manage it, you become suicidal because you start losing taste for life. You start feel like breathing, like taking that last breath is a way of you resting. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So when I read comments from us as a community where we laugh at suicide, people who are dead and gone, we call them names. We say, because I read comment the way they think pain me. It not pain me because the pikin don't die, but it pain me because we need to educate ourselves on some things the way as a community we get for educate ourselves on and prepare ourselves for, because our government need to give us that. I'm not
Yeah.
sure so we'll get any suicide crisis call line back home. I'm not sure so we'll get any suicide association or depression association or anxiety association that can help you to pull through your crisis back home, you know. But these are things that happen in the daily life of everyone. People are going through a lot on a single day. When Libyan Gabi moved this song, say people, and everybody was saying she's talking to me, she's talking to me. I sat and said, it means that 90% of us, we are going through shit. So we are just,
90, my sister, make a 99.9. We'll carry him.
So let's say 99%, because everybody related to
To
Libyanka's
that
music.
song. True.
That's just to tell us that we are all going through stuff. You understand? And if we all are going through stuff like this, then I think it's high time we begin to educate ourselves on how to go through crisis management. You understand? The pikin don't die, don't go. Before the pikin one die, you be post. I don't know if you be post on us or other blogger be post. So man, that man get different age difference. The man in America, he was 40 something or in his 50s, right? He too died a true suicide, right?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
think just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the man to die a true suicide. Okay, see the age
Mm.
gap. What am I trying to say? For
It
someone
happens.
to
It can
become
happen to
suicidal,
anyone.
yeah, it doesn't have a class, societal class. It doesn't know race. It doesn't know age. It doesn't know gender, because it's a phase. You go through a crisis where you cannot manage it, and when you can't manage it, it means they think they overtake you, and then you
Yeah.
dey succumb, you dey give up. That is it. So when you see say person don't die through suicide, I beg, when you come for comments, you not say, na very stupid girl. How can somebody kill herself about boy? It must not be about boy. It can be only simple the fact that you cannot eat or you are unable to have a job. But it's
Yeah,
because you get into it.
like the comment I have here, someone said that he's talking, Melo, I look at this situation from a different perspective. This lady wanted someone to keep maintaining the standard she has set for herself, not love per se.
Okay, before I come to stuff like that, yeah, I wanted to understand that when suicide happen, more not focus on wetin cause the person for taking life. More focus on the situation where it lead to suicide. It's a crisis situation. It can be mental disorder. You understand? Now, maybe me and you ask ourselves, say, if the person, why the person be leave, it not be able for pinpoint those signs, because it has signs, it has symptoms. It get the way you start feel your body, say you the one give up, your body the one leave you. If you never educate yourself, why alive? If you reach out to Melo, if you reach out to me, if you reach out to a friend, you say, no, my boy, I don't know the way I feel. I feel like I can't breathe. I feel like my chest is going to. I feel like I can't take it anymore.
She
That's
spoke,
one thing.
like what she did. She spoke to her roommate. What she asked was, what's that thing that can take the life of a rat within a twinkle of an eye?
That was
coming
the
there
question.
also. So I'm coming there, you know. So this is for us individual. If one becomes suicidal, is how to
Yeah.
notice those signs. Now, for me, you, our sister there, and everybody on this comment section, we have a responsibility. We become a support system. You understand?
Mhm.
When I read the WhatsApp chat that they posted on Better Things, I don't know about this one
Mhm.
talking, but in that WhatsApp chat, she said she wanted a guy, someone that could just take care of her because her
Mhm.
head is about to explode, something like that. Those are signs.
Yeah.
You know, she felt she could not do it on her own, so she was looking for somewhere to live. And when somebody tells you, my head they can't explode in our local people, it means that person is going through something
A
that is
lot of
already
things.
dominating her. You understand? So you, as a close friend, having that conversation with her, if you educate yourself to understand, so oh, when people they go through crisis and they start make this kind of statement, it's a
Statement.
call for help. How can
Yeah.
I help? You as a friend, when your friends start asking you the way to feel kirat and stuff, and you know say it go through a crisis period, yeah. Now for start find how you feel help you first aid way and find professional. Do you know why we don't focus on this as a society? Because we stigmatize everything. You understand?
Divine favor, I'll ask you a question.
Yes,
I'm very happy you're taking this side of things. And when it comes to suicide, it is a big thing in our community that has been hidden for so long. And coming way back from Cameroon, people always say, "Oh, it's not natural." They always negate it, right?
yes,
And
yes.
mental health is something that is not very much in the open. We're talking about it every day, but it is still a hidden agenda in our community.
Mm-hmm.
Because if she was asking somebody for something that can take her life very fast, it means she has not done her research. So who
Mhm.
told her about it?
Her I don't know who told her about it. Maybe a friend, or maybe she went on Google. I don't know. But you see all that phase that she was going through, that was her in her moment of crisis, battling it. You understand?
Yeah, because
Let me
it
say
started,
something
we may think
on
it's been triggered by love, but then there is something underneath that love that triggered her. I don't
yes,
think
there
it is
is.
just this cheating.
No, for me, I don't even want to look at the fact that it has to do with the boy, because people become suicidal for different
Yeah,
reasons.
that's why I'm
You
saying
know,
that
you know,
this may
like
just be an underlying issue that is existing with
with
her, but this
her.
can be her trigger, and
Yeah,
then she
this
can
can be
find
her trigger.
space.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's forget about whether it was a boy or a mermaid or whoever. This lady has been going through some things, which maybe she using a relationship to deal with it.
Yeah.
And so the moment a relationship is no longer in the picture, it triggers her back into her crisis mode. You understand?
Why I brought up that is because even in her pain, you could see that she also still only asked for a boy.
Exactly.
So the way she has been coping, her coping mechanism has been men.
Has
Mhm.
been men,
When,
and
when,
maybe a lifestyle,
yes,
because
a
she said, I
lifestyle
just
and
want
a
someone
man.
that can take care of
Yeah,
me.
she just takes it and she covers up. So when those things are not around, the
She
triggers
falls
are
back.
back.
She falls. It's like a relapse, you
And
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
that because I'm reading, like I did not spend my time to read it, but now that I'm reading it on Better Things, I can see that it was kind of like you ask. It's like if somebody asks for alcohol, somebody
Mm-hmm.
that does not drink alcohol, like the song of people, she's like
Mm-hmm.
saying
Mhm.
that I'm drinking more alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which means she is using alcohol to suppress. So she may be using love and boys and money and that fancy lifestyle to suppress what she's going through. And it
Yes,
has been missed for so long.
yes, and that's why for
Hey,
me,
God.
if you permit me, Emelo, I really want us to focus on the act of suicide, how we can be a support system, how you as an individual you can start seeking for help, yeah, rather than looking for a temporary solution of the, for example, in her case, the next guy. But this is the thing, when someone is in that crisis mode, yeah, their brain has a way it functions. You know, many things that will give you signal begin to shut down, and only negative signals pop up in your mind.
Yeah.
So that's where me, you, Melo, and all these other friends that she was chatting with come in. If you know a friend that is going through something, not forget say, I'm not gonna just breakfast. Boys that they give breakfast every day. You
Then
understand? Don't say, and
red
it's not
flag and there
about
is
a
red
child.
flag.
People go through issues every day. I bet you to come out, you too like attention. You'll be okay, you'll be this. No, please. Look at her when she start giving you all those signs like that. The common one, when person tell you say, I don't tire the
I
life.
don't tire
If you
the
talk to person,
life.
it's that tell you say, I don't tire the life. I don't tire the life. If you repeat them, put an eye on that person more. If you get a conversation with someone, say my head you may like say they can't explode. Put an eye on that person more. Not tell the person, you know what, before I was here and this is how people manage crisis differently. We have
Differently.
different ways of dealing with situations. You understand? And I want to beg us, let's stop this thing of stigma, because it can also be that this child or this girl or these people or this particular picking up one come out completely like I'm being suicidal, because maybe not the very way again, if you be make post, not the very for still like come off here, everyone or can maybe una crispose here because boy don't do small thing.
Very true.
So we all have a role that we play in this thing. You understand? Let me give you an example of myself. I stand here today, I call myself as a voice for this one because I've been there. I was lucky not to die. I was saved. Why I was saved, I don't know. But when I sat down and I started processing everything, why I could go through this, I taught myself a lot. And God bless me, I came to a develop where I saw a therapist from where I learned so many things. I know those signs when I see them. When I start having that feeling, the next thing for me in a possibility, I find help. If I see person really show that sign, I find help. But doing the therapist to learn it, no. Go on Google. Every day, the post picture, say the person don't commit suicide. So you, what you do? Not you can't laugh or comment, but what did really cause this suicide? How can I be suicidal? Just go and type it on Google and see these signs for yourself and learn how to prevent it and learn how to be a support system. Me, I'm not really going to talk much on the lifestyle of these children, but I want you to understand that sometimes they say prevention is better than cure. Prevention is
We
better
will
than
come out
cure.
Kumba who say preventive better pass general hospital.
General hospital.
Exactly. Prevention is better pass general hospital. So today we are talking about this beautiful girl. Why you're commenting, know that this beautiful girl has survivors. Suicidal people have survivors. They are their parents, their sisters, they are very close people that are grieving. You know, they too are going through a trauma process. So
Yeah.
let's mind our word, the things
And
we
all
say
the
about
bashing on
the daughter that is
social media
gone.
is not making it easy.
Yeah, you understand. So more would forget it when I see our community say, all thing and because I saw you come and say, and small town or start talking about mental health, na langa kili. What's that? Maybe if na langa or whatever, but if she could control it, she will not die. But it was bigger than her, you know. So that's just all I wanted to throw in there.
Thank you so much, Sister Favor. Thank you so much. See, this whole thing, at the end of the day, I don't even know how to say it, because we have a lot of people around us that actually needs help. Just like what you are saying, the stigmatization is getting too much. It's alarming. Giving people reason not to come out, giving people reason not to speak out when they are in crisis, when they actually need help. Stigmatization, because people must find a way out, find a means to barge. Yes, she might have her own issues. It might be because of the luxury and all that, but at the end of the day, a life is gone that could have been spared.
Of course.
You know, the bad thing about the friendships we have is that they know us so well, and familiarity breeds content. Just like
Exactly.
Divine Favor said, you start normalizing. You didn't miss that boy now because they give you flashy in them. You know, they start minimizing. They are familiar with you, they minimize you, and they don't see you. And that makes it worse. And then you're in bed, you go be now like, leaving or may sleep, not be boyfriend, don't leave you. But she's depressed, she's not sleeping because she wants to sleep. I am a very active person. If I'm in bed 2-3 days, my friend will get me out because they know I am not a bad person. There is something going on.
Yeah, okay, there is something I want to say. In as much as we've spoken about some of the things, some of the red flags, some of the signs and all that, does it mean, in short, to me, I want to say that put it at the back of your mind. Nothing deserves you to take your life. You get,
of course.
Nothing. No matter the crisis she was going through, she should not. I mean, the thought of taking her own life shouldn't have been an option. thinking about where she's coming from, thinking about the life ahead of her, thinking about putting into consideration so many things. And that is what I want also really talk about also. This aspect of better ma go me go rest here. Are you thinking about the life ahead, the life behind, the people around you, the sacrifices?
Let me say something, Melo, and
Yeah.
it's my opinion and my experience, and it can be clinically proven as well. Of course, we need to educate ourselves that there is nothing bigger than self-love, right? That's not the part of the I say prevention is better than cure.
Yeah.
Because when you're growing up to build a mindset of not to depend on someone emotionally, financially, or anything, understanding that you and your God are responsible for yourself, that's you building a certain lifestyle. But it doesn't mean that at a point in your life, when you get to 30, 40, 50, something might strike. What I want us to understand is that, you see, crisis situation, mental health situation, you have lost control. You are not normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there is no, you see, I can be talking to you guys today. I look so okay. I look like I have all the bullets. When it comes, I'm going to punch at it real hard, But it can strike me from an angle where at that time, it's not me that will be able to punch it. I will need you, Melo, to help me punch it.
Yeah.
Now, why that we'll get all these specialists that are around for help us? So if you feel try for notice, say, oh my God, this is happening to me. If you can crawl into somebody's office, crawl into somebody's DM, crawl into somebody's arms, that's where support system becomes very, very, very important. Why will we say for develop where we get call lines? That by the moment you start feeling like that, call the fastest way as you can, as soon as you can, because the more you delay, it takes over you. That's what our society cannot understand. You understand? When you did through that process, consider yourself like a mentor somebody, because that's who you are at that point.
But divine favor, I'll chip in a little thing there.
Yeah.
This is we are in places where we can do all those things. The kids in Cameroon, these kids in Cameroon, they don't have all this facility. Imagine Cameroon, you call police station, they tell you motor they driver no day.
You don't even need
petrol not a driver day.
You know, we not need to forget that. Why I start by saying that, no, we as a community, we need to learn to move beyond all these stereotypes. As a friend, like you say, your friend, they don't study you, right? When they see you being in distress, they will understand. You don't even need to tell them.
Yeah.
So this is for us to question ourselves and try to do better. If I have a friend and I start seeing all these signs like this, how can I help? Maybe the best thing to do is to never let her be alone in the house.
Yeah.
If she asks you things like which thing can kill a rat,
Don't
it should
tell
be a
her,
signal to
try
you.
to talk. Yeah.
You know? If you're not possible, if you're not around, call a friend, please. You think go be with them for her. If you ask me some kind of funny question, I need to understand them. Not just laugh, say, my friend, and this small heartbreak. Because at that point, your friend don't know, your friend, you enter crazy zone. Now, see, nobody move, you close, enter street. You see, because at this point, all that emotions, all that things, so they just make it, they play for a head. Sometimes I try to put in my experience that people can understand, but it's hard. Myself, I cannot understand until someone who is a professional and could explain it to me. You see, so it has put me in a place where I know the signs. I know how my body begins to react if that stupid spirit they call me. You understand? Not laugh, Melo. It's some kind of, it's like a spiritual force that just takes over you.
Depression and all these things, suicide, they're all spirits. Because they start telling you things that you don't want to hear, and they don't tell you to the positive, they always tell you to the negative.
Thank you, Melo. Divine Favor, I would just want to appreciate you, my darling, for what you're saying. But the thing is, you need to understand that where we are coming from in Cameroon, one, I'll speak about Cameroon because I'm a Cameroonian.
Yeah.
My talk about region, so that maybe things go well.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a Cameroonian. I want to talk about Cameroon. I don't know if you talk about any other country except Cameroon.
Yes.
Because I'm a country. Now, one, I want to talk about reading. We Cameroonians, we don't read. Sometimes I will see Melo go put a post. They read wait, right and for up. They just fight on that comment section. So, and another thing is, we take joke for everything.
A lot.
If I talk to my head hurts, my head ache. They don't even tell you to go take paracetamol. Say, "Master, you safe too." About headache. Okay, Now, which I want to try for chip in and say, I did deal with mental health patients, I did deal with tracheostomy patients,
Oh,
other things
thank
where I
God.
know a lot of people they not fit understand which word to talk with them, but I want to just talk about mental health a lot. You see this thing they call say mental issue. A- Everybody get mental issue,
Uh-uh.
but it just happens say some people they are only not to be triggered.
Mm-hmm.
Some people then be so weak in a way where they not fit carry situation. Might talk about this little girl. When I saw that thing yesterday, I weep, I cry so tey. I would want comment, I not fit comment because I don't even know what to comment under. I say my go start for comment section.
If you check
Comment
very well,
section.
since yesterday, I didn't say a thing. I mean, I didn't utter any word about that issue.
Yeah, I go
Since
for comment
now.
section there. Wait till I see it not be encouraging. It not be
At
encouraging
all.
because at the force say tomorrow another picking will go.
Mm.
We start the picking the 21 years old. No, 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 no. Now,
21
we'll
years,
not talk
final
about the
years.
picking the life. We'll not talk about the picking the lifestyle because
Yeah.
already that boy already make themselves forget the lifestyle. We
Yeah.
cannot put it in social media pressure. They want do everything. Another thing me I want to ask, I suspect, but I don't know if that became the smoke. Things like this, if you just trigger it, things they
Mm-hmm.
make you just take your life.
Yeah.
It don't must
Drugs.
necessarily be about that boyfriend. That boyfriend will just been at some point of trigger, but
Yeah.
a lot of things in there behind where I think see now you don't trigger this speaking for kill yourself. Secondly, if friend with the corner will be asking about rat, whatever we think care rat. Listen, that will not be blame that friend. Probably if you can like a joke, thinking say your ask and maybe sometimes don't see rats or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't know how to read the sign for Cameroon. They don't know even you say me they go read books, they will never read. Melo now they like the speakers for Cameroon, they get a lot of motivational speakers. These are the things that we need to
Ah, my sister,
educate
thank you.
Cameroonians, educate the young ones.
Yeah.
Not by telling them say no not to know the way if you make you kill yourself. Now lie,
Mm-hmm.
they go kill themselves every day because they're waiting. They already get mental issues. Just the fact that they compete for wear clothes, wear shoes, and it's in a mental issue alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You think how you want to buy that same back way, divine favor, whole lamb. You think how you want to buy that eyelashes way you see them for Melo the other day. You think how you want to buy that, you know, that is already big pressure for your brain way. You
Yeah.
already with that like depression where you don't put yourself into. Now, if you know you get me, not depression. So it can in so many forms. It can in so many forms. So because they wait for their houses, they never even ever see 20,000. They go meet up friends and
Mommy,
then they wear
True.
tell
50,000,
me, some of them want go
True.
100,000.
university, they're giving a spring bed. Today they
What
want
kind
go,
of
they
True.
get
picking
self-contained, but they not be
now,
contented.
Melo? What kind of picking now which you want tell for advising? Which you want advising? So me, I go think say, I go find for say, maybe try for educate these young ones already they come up by having an NGO or coming on the TV like this and social media TV as they call it. We keep on talking and talking and talking and talking. Probably we will save at least five, if
Yeah.
we will not be save all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because if we don't let talk and say me they go read books, trust me, even if I should not for here, if not be exam, I not go read.
Melo, not before they are very sure what to say. If you want to hide something, go we put them for book.
Yes.
Now for yeah.
Of
Even
course.
we did Google, so you want to hide
People
something, go
don't
we
read.
put them for book.
Even me sometimes someone will send me WhatsApp message because I hear it. I'm not even with the person that time they say go ask the same question with the right me.
You see.
So I just think
Yeah.
say we get for the use more of our words than for passing these messages.
Ah,
And it
God.
just be unfortunate say this lovely picking don't just pass away
Beautiful
in life like that.
girl like that, man.
Beautiful
Oh,
child.
I just think say there's always a reason for something to happen. This might be a wake up call for her friends,
Mm-hmm.
and this can still be a damage call to them still. So
Mm-hmm.
it's both sides. It's both sides because, like I learned now for Cameroon, I hear say both boys and girls they take that strong thing. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to call them for national television,
Then
you know.
still bless your welcome there.
So how one take now for this people now only through this message. If you write a melo, you like good take pen and paper and write and come for your wall. No man no go read them. So I just think say more they use more of the voice, they talk this more not just one time because next week it will die, other thing will happen.
mm.
Make it be like a constant thing where even if other things that they happen, they more not forget it. these young girls then in particular, because of competitions, because of a lot of peer pressure for things the way they're not supposed to for their age forget them, they want get them, it will kill them. So I dey just beg say I beg,
Hey, God.
make una voice to continue as well. Voice that they come, but me we voice them. Me, I never ever talk me for live show, but this one,
Thank
it
you.
don't, it don't, it
Guys,
don't, it
please
don't
share the
hit
video,
my heart.
please.
It don't
Danny, thank you
pierce
so
my heart
much for
because
the
if it still be my
stars.
daughter,
Yeah,
if it still be my
it could be your
daughter,
daughter, it could be your sister. My own day for you, the very university for day. As I just saw that thing yesterday, my head, in short, I was not myself.
if my first son be get for being a boy, they get for being a girl now, so they eating for Cameroon. If you hear say my heart, even as in where we eat, when I dey call in the Republicans, sometimes I talk to me say my own too much, I dey call you 1,000 times for one day.
You'll
You say a
not
friend, a friend
understand.
they tell you say, hey, boy, yeah, Remy now wow,
Mm,
Remy can call,
mm,
Remy can
Mommy, I beg
call.
call, mommy, call, any and
Yes,
you born am.
I dey call. I dey for call am. When you no pick, I dey bombing and message. You don't even know what dey happen with me now. So you say go call her, what's the happen? You say no, I dey fine.
mm-hmm.
If you say you can lie, I say yes, I lie because I don't dey call you to reject my call. Why you dey reject her? You know, just because the problem, you know what I'm gonna do the position where he dey. You know what I'm gonna do because you know say me and they call me, I no call for video. I must call for video. If I don't call for FaceTime, you know pick up FaceTime. I'll go for WhatsApp. You know go for WhatsApp. I will go for at the all fight at the water.
Marry made them
So
plenty.
I beg and mothers them like us, and the one the way they all pass us. Make we learn to dey check
Good.
our girl picking them. Picking that they wear things and we know very well say we will not fit afford for buying for them. More not just live and say, oh, this is the life they are living now. Okay, now the money they call, we can't lie. We say that the money will give them for chop. Now lie, we not give them some money. We not say, we give them a wait. We not say go sustain them for that time.
That's true.
We will learn for
That's
the ask picking them to say,
true.
now because mommy they need to ask them again. We need to ask picking and say, oh, who's I come out with the clothes? Who's I come out with this thing there? Who's I come out with the motor? Who's I come out with that? You understand?
Yeah.
So the person will just be like, you know what? I can't be bothered. My mommy said not even bother. Why you want bother? So some of the parents, except at the end of the day, I think also blame some of us, the parents, and because we self now we dey make this picking them too for continue for do it the way they do. Because we know they fight them. With Cameroon, and when they say that those who they stay for Europe will not fit fight them. For
Of
Cameroon, we go
course.
box. Cameroon will go box. How I want to take box my picking for Europe?
Hmm.
How I want to take box them? Me, I go find myself inside prison. But if we dey for Cameroon, mommy for Cameroon, papa for Cameroon, abandon father them and abandon mother them, please. Una not abandon una pikin dem. Make una separation between mommy and papa no make you abandon your pikin. Learn for the go find them. Learn for the go see which just sometimes just come out no drive go for BUEA. Not tell them so you come. Stand up for phone in hostel. There are some parents who they don't know they are picking their hostel. Melo, you not fit imagine. Say some mommy no knows how we picking stay for BUEA. Some papa no knows how we picking stay for BUEA. Does that make any sense? Then when they don't go find themselves into this kind of situation, we start to cry. We know say some of us, them parents, and now we still lead that picking into that situation.
It's sad.
So this is
We
my own
have,
little take.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, darling sis. Thank you so much. We have Denzel Bless in the building, a life coach, a reality coach, etc. Denzel, you're welcome. Thank you so much for gracing my
Thank
show
you,
again
Melo.
today.
Thank you, Melo. Thank you, Melo.
You're welcome.
Wow. It's really sad. I think, we are here today. We talk about the loss of a young woman. It's really
Yeah.
sad. I think I've listened to all the sisters or all the speakers who they spoke, and it's really heartbreaking that we are here and we talk about a young woman with a bright future, someone whom she could have changed the situation of her family. Maybe that was the next prime minister, maybe that was the next president in Cameroon. And today, just because of a poor way of seeing the world, she ended up, taking her own life. And I think it's really sad, I would say it. I think the way we view the world, it's killing so many of us. A lot of people might not know, but like one sister said, having the societal thought, it's something very common nowadays. Mental health, it's very common.
Real.
every adult, every single adult had been in a stage in their life where they, I would say, they went through depression, anxiety,
Mm.
and many other mental health issues or mental
Yeah.
health illnesses. It's normal. But the point I want to really stress on or like emphasize is life is tough. Life is not easy. Life is difficult for all. Life is crazy. I mean, for all. Things will happen completely out of your control. But the way you interpret that event is going to determine your next life. One of my mentors said something like, life is 90%, life is, I think she said something like, life is 90% what happened to you. Life is 10% what happened to you, and 90% is how you
How you deal with
interpret
it.
that
Mm-hmm.
situation. And breakups are very normal, but I don't want to speak more on the breakup because I'm a CBT therapist, like a cognitive behavioral therapist, right? And I know how these things happen sometimes. I don't want to talk about the breakup because I know that was just point something that the
Exactly.
cost of the incident, right? There has been a sequence of events. Sometimes it's where we are coming from. Sometimes it's like, let me put it this way. People commit suicide or self-harm because of hope. They feel hopelessness in them. They don't see themselves like they can move. They can move into another area of their life where they can start to live again. That is why I tell a lot of people, men and women, let's stop this codependency thing. You don't have to depend you have to, without somebody, you cannot breathe. Without somebody, you cannot live. Of course, I understand how hard this can really be, but the way we interpret or the way we look at our past, our present moment, and our future has a lot to do with us. Things happen. I have been through my own situation. I've been suicidal. I've attempted suicide. When I failed ordinary level, I would say 3 times. And the fourth time when I passed, that was when my dad has an estate, and he was like, you cannot go to the lower seat. Come and be the manager of this estate. And I was like, Papa, are you kidding me? After 3 times, all my friends laughed. I would say I was the biggest in school. All my friends laughed me. And now I don't pass where I feel like I can put on uniform. And now you say me, I don't go school. Me, I go enter a farm. Are you kidding me? And my papa was like, I don't know. Your sister my kid sister was already in the university. And I was like still failing ordinary level. And that alone, because I couldn't, I was hopeless. I didn't see myself doing something in the future. I drank this gamalin. Lucky enough, I was rushed to the hospital. The doctor came on. It was so bad because it was on a Sunday morning. You know how hospital for Cameroon they be for Sunday morning. Like neighbors, my grandma was still alive. She went crazy. I drank like a whole liter of red oil just because of that situation. But it boils down to how we interpret our situation. When something happens to you, you have to make sure kind of like you interpret that like there is still life. And we also have to have a mindset of just because you are in a relationship with someone doesn't mean that it's going to lead to marriage. You know, it's not going to lead to marriage. Things happen. And just because that marriage break up or that relationship break up doesn't mean that person is a bad person. I think we talked about it the last time I was here. Like things change form, friendship change, romantic relationship change.
Yeah.
And you need to summon that courage to embrace it like this relationship has changed form. So how can I put myself together and move forward? And sometimes it's all about you talking to a friend. It's about you talking to your mom, talking to your dad, talking to a man of God, talking to a therapist. And do not be shy to tell people like you are having suicidal thoughts. I talk about these things all the time. I'm not even like, I feel so proud to be here today. Like I say, I have had, or I have attempted, I have attempted suicide. It doesn't make me less of a man. I embrace my emotions. I make sense of my emotions, and I communicate my emotions. I am human. I'm not a stick. I'm not a human. I'm not some kind of like a stone.
Yeah.
I've been through my own stuff, and I can tell people like, for real, humans, we have to go through certain things in life. We have
True.
to. So when you're going through your own stuff, look for someone who is unbiased and share your problems with. And this is, let me give this as a self-help tips. Once you know that you are having suicidal thoughts, there are things in your house like, I would say, knives, rat poison, anything poisonous. Take them out and go and throw them somewhere. Take them take them out of your reach, because if you don't see those things, it limits your temptation. You know, but when the thing is there, it's like someone who is trying not to eat chocolate, but chocolate is in front of the person. The person will grab and try inside mouth. You know, so you have to limit these things. And another way is for you to go out, and I would highly recommend do some exercise, because when we exercise, our brain releases what they call dopamine, which is the happy hormones. You know, and when you start releases this dopamine, it helps your body it brings you to a place of happiness. You know, you can do this for as long as you can. These things help. Talk to people. You know, just limit the chances where, like, if you do something dangerous to yourself. And when someone comes to you like, sister, brother, this is what I am going through, believe them and stay there with them. Try to give a hand of help. You know, give a hand of help. A lot of people, it's not just like today, it's the lady we are talking about. Men go through this stuff as well. Adults go through, like, let me be real with you. 1 week ago, right, I was going through my own stuff until about 2 weeks ago. Like, I was at work, I'm like, my head was kind of like, my head will explode. And I'm like, Denzel, what is happening to me? I started having some crazy thoughts. And I was like, no, Denzel, you can't have these thoughts. You're powerful enough to go through this phase. And I just started like thinking about the things I have succeeded in, my own little success. I failed ordinary level 3 times. Number 4 time I passed. I have 2 beautiful girls. They love me. You know, I was married. I got a divorce. I had a peaceful divorce. My wife and I, we are still in a very peaceful atmosphere. This thing helps to lift my spirit. My mom loves me. My dad loves me. I have friends who loves me. Some of my colleagues, they love me. You know, this is a positive way for me to, like, it reduces the anxiety in my stomach. And that sensation, like, it went down so fast. And before I know it, I was myself. Came back home, thank God for my little blessing. Thank God for the little success that he has given me. I was just like, hey, Denzel, you flew, like you enter plane, come Europe. People there where they take a boat, come Europe. You should be happy. Denzel, you drive a car in Europe. People do they take a bus, go work. You should be happy. So all these little things, it helped to boost my spirit. And also, more stop for the, like, okay, I should not say more stop. Make we develop the courage to look things at the positive side. Don't build a mountain from a little gravel. The thing that happened to you, it's very little. Don't become a catastrophe and make your case so big like that. You know, always try to look at things from the positive angles. It helped a lot. I know it's difficult for most people, but life is tough. Life is really tough. It's not easy out here for, like, no one is having it easy. Even those that will feel like they are having it easy, they are not having it easy.
They are not.
So that's
true.
just life. So for my brothers and sisters who are out there and they are going through their own troubles, hey, summon the courage, talk to someone. Don't be afraid to say, hey, sister, I'm having suicidal thoughts. Brother, this is what I am feeling. And if, like I said, the immediate tip, Pick all that small razor blade, pick all that small scissors, the rat poison, put them all in the bag. If you can go and throw them somewhere, do it. Because if you're not exposed to these things, you will hardly use them. You know, and that
and
was my
after that
case.
phase,
Yes, and that
everything will be
was
back
my
to
case.
normal.
That was my case when I tried to take my own life, because I have that that gamalin around me. It was easy for me to pick that up. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't. You understand? So I try to use my own experience and give it out there, so people can know, like, these things. Sometimes it helps, but let's embrace the idea of talking to people. You know, it's very, very important. I think when we all do this, and more not like shame people, laugh at people's situation, because I also saw some comments yesterday. People make people make fun of the situation, like they can never do this. No, how would you know?
How would
You have
you
not,
know? That's the
like,
thing.
you have not traveled that journey. How would you know? You will never know. Like, you will only tell a man like how strong someone is based on the distance they have traveled. You
Okay,
will
now
never know.
you see, sorry for cutting you short. You see, there is a comment here from Eunice Corner. Eunice Corner says, my brother is going through depression, but my mother thinks it's witchcraft. I really don't know what to do.
Okay.
That's
Firstly, this is what I would say. Okay, I'll stop with, like, I think I have to really go back and start working again. How did she come with this idea of the brother is depressed? Because these things have to be diagnosed. We can't just say he's under depression or
when
he's
there is no
depressed. They haven't
diagnostic about it.
diagnosed them. Oh, of course, there are symptoms that people can see. They are physical, emotional, or like you can see them, the symptom from this person. Like maybe this person doesn't go out anymore. This person doesn't have a good rest, or they just they don't talk, they don't socialize anymore. They deprive themselves from daily activities, right? So when these people go through this phase, or let me say you have, like for her case, right? It's the brother that already go through the stuff, which in code, I assume they have already done their diagnosed, and they're like, okay, bro, this is what you're suffering from. I'll give a simple tip. Look for a solution. When we are depressed, we are suffering from something. I was in my own stage last week that I talked about, because I've been searching for my own personal apartment for the last 8 months, right? Like, for, you know how difficult apartment it is for Europe. So I've been looking.
It took me 1 year and a half to get an apartment.
So I've been looking for it for the last 8 months. And how did I solve I will come back to the person's situation. How did I solve my own case? I was like, you are the one who is working this money. If the apartment is going to cost $1,800 per month, pay for it. You need it. That's why I'm not doing counseling anymore, because I'm at a friend's place, though we share the bills, but I'm not doing it because I don't have my own comfortable place like that. So I was like, pay for it. You are the one who is looking for, you are the one who is paying, who is working for the money, or who is working the money. Pay for it. And when I came home, I sent out 20 applications, expensive ones. 1 week later, I got the apartment. Next week, I'm going to get the keys. So back to the sister's situation. You guys need to sit down, figure out where is his crisis coming from. Is it financial crisis?
She has joined us on the show, but before we'll hear from her, Prissy has been here for a very long time. You're welcome, dear.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mel.
Good afternoon. You have been struggling even on WhatsApp to call. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for joining.
You be letting my network be the worry.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because I don't restart my phone, then all things don't come back to normal.
Okay. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody who don't contribute, especially the ladies and these who are gentle brother. They don't talk almost everything, because na situation where me myself I don't face them, and I know how it is and how it pain. But some people, they go just think say na just some easy thing where maybe when it happen for you, you just take that decision one time, say make it go. Before you want get to that stage for suicide mission, it dey like when they put drip for your skin now, you work as you reach for that level where they heal you. Now so suicide is start. Now gradually. Cut all the long story short, it be around 2020 when Corona start. I be faced some very, very difficult situation inside the isolation time where it not be easy for me. So it be work with even my I be the go work, but it not be the go. My friend they ask me now, I be the kind of person where I used to talk with them, with the laugh. Sometimes when I come back, I say, man, lay my head with the story before I would the one sleep. But when you get friends, when they are friends, they know you're in and out. I be just cut off from everybody. I need to talk for no man. I don't only calculate. I don't enter depression. I need to talk. I be worried. I never even sleep. They ask me, say, now wait to be wrong. I need to talk. And they be watchful for me. So that the depression be don't be so that means say my blood level will don't pass normal. I do want go peace so I peace na blood. Yeah. So has God to do it in? I know if he talks in my power, na God la for die. I go hospital that day. I go consult, I do the thing. Doctor call me. The doctor na Sudan. The man na Sudanese. He asked me, say, wait to be a problem, my picking. You young, so you want die for security. I explain the situation for you. He laugh. He said, so now the thing that way they make you don't be depressed. You reach for the level where you want. You know, say you don't already die na die so. I tell the man talk to you, no do am so. Just relax your mind. Anything for the life, get the stage, but no take and so take reach for this far. You too young. Even if you know young or you old, it not be normal for you to do the kind of thing. Life is sweet.
Not
Me
worth
say
it.
why I dey work for a year. You know how many months they owe me. Slung my house. Look the kind villa where they stay for day. Sometimes I need be able to pay him, but it's a struggle to maintain my family. So look your life. If you die now, who lost? Now so that man tell me, say if you die now, who lost? Me now will exchange number because the level where I be don't be, I be the billionaire letter at the grace. Even my friend, they ask me, say, I need to talk for no my family member. So I come back for her, Mrs. I should ask myself, say, but really, I want to kill
Was it
myself for
worth it?
waiting. Where the situation don't already pass. Then I dey put them for inside my mind. If I dey think and so it already passed, that I want to kill my mind. That means say, Mrs. I like and for die. I just go one time, I just go draw some beer for inside fridge. I feel cut them. I calm down myself. So it makes like that kind 1 week, 2 weeks. He call the doctor be constantly call me, constantly on the phone. But me never know. I say if the constant today, me now the sit talk.
At least you had
2 weeks,
somebody you could always talk to.
Yeah. Now the thing that way it really calmed me down. So after 2 weeks, he called me, take my blood pressure, give me the same test. He say, okay, it don't really go down. Ma just continue for control my mind and so on. He say, no, give me no medication. Make a focus on working on my mindset. Now so to all that depression go. The kind of I didn't go. I pick phone, I call my big brother after 3 months. He asked me, say, wait till it happen. Who don't because I don't block all man. If don't be na level, go me. He asked me, say, wait till it happen. Who don't try me for reach for your friend them. They tell me, say, you did, but you don't want to talk for no man. Wait till it happen. That was explain the situation with my brother, Melo, between God and man. First way he tell me, say, you know not say this kind of thing that I explain for some person. You know not say that so that they commit suicide.
See.
So I talk for you to take all that one pass.
Wow.
I just try for.
Thank God for your life.
I just try for continue control my mind. Now so I not fit die for no nothing. No, Melo, me no man ever for you not die for no nothing. Yeah, because life they so they come with ups and downs. If you never understand for manage them, there you go enter depression. Now the simple truth that nothing not the perfect for life. Nothing. Anything where you want to do for life, you must get an obstacle. Maybe sometimes you go want enter some business, you put some heavy sum for money, it lost for that same day. You know, okay, yourself say that money don't go, it go hot bed. Now all will continue. So long as you did live, you go work for to get more. So I pray say all man where they listen to the message, especially people back home, it's not easy. There's state for depression for country over high. Then I say we need to talk and people they need to talk and because say you know how country they but now really think we it be a call of concern we will need for the talk up because at least mentally also maybe through the education for the platform. I also want thank you for the platform because many things and they were I don't learn now for the platform and many other people then. So
Thank
without
you so much.
this kind of education, plenty people they go be astray and we instead we go to continue for the still make the kind of program then for the still talk where it not be supposed to be so. I thank you all plenty.
Thank you too. Thank you. Thank God for your life. Thank you so much for joining and for sharing your testimony. Thank you so much. Sister Eunice Connor, you're welcome. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much. Hello, this TV. I really appreciate. Please, can you hear me?
5 on 5, very clear.
Okay. Thank you so much. I've been seeing the good work you have been doing. May the Almighty continue to bless you and empower you. Yeah.
Thank you all so much for supporting.
You're welcome. I was just doing some house chores and then I saw your live video going on. It was just talking about exactly what my family is going through. It's depression issue. My brother has been going through it now for, let me say, if I really examine, if I think back, like way back, it's like something that has been in it, but it really showed very seriously, like 2 to 3 years back. Yeah. So even me too, at one point I was thinking like my mom, like, no, this my brother was fine. Who is doing this to us? Who is trying to bring our family down? Who is jealous of him because he was someone that, oh my God, even his friends, even me, I'm still to believe that some such thing is happening with him. It's happening to him, like seriously. When I sit like that, I weep because when I just think of how my brother used to be, it's really a sad situation. So like I heard our brother asked that
if he has been
I should like explain.
diagnosed,
Yes, yes. Even and then he also mentioned something about himself concerning the GCE situation. Even my brother too has been in that same shoe. There was one when he first registered for ordinary level GCE. He ended up not writing. So the thing is, the money he gave money to, I don't know, at that time I was still very young because it's my elder brother. So but I just heard that he gave money to one of his teachers, and he was that, like when you are in school and then you have someone like you call my school father or something. So we really trusted him. Everybody trusted him, so they gave him the money. He was the one that was supposed to do the registration for my brother. Yeah. So at the end, my brother kept studying, so just for him to discover that he could not write the GCE, and it was already too late. So during that time, that means it was something like he could not take it. He was thinking day in, day out, like, how will I sit in the house and then other people are going to write why I'm unable to write? So after that year, tell me he went really pale, like really pale. If you see him, you know that no, something is wrong with him. So after that year, we encouraged him, spoke to him that no, it's okay, it's part of life. Let him just forget about it. After that year, he wrote the GC again, like 3 times, ordinary level. He did not pass. So all those things. So when he finally, in fact, let me just be cutting the story short. So when he finally passed the GC, I think that was about the 4th year. Now he went to high school. Also with the advanced level. He also struggled with the advanced level until that's someone that teaches others. That means people literally, because I lived with him in Bamenda, I think almost all my life when I was in secondary school. But that was just because since he has been failing, repeating classes, so I had to come and meet him or even pass him or even be ahead of him because of all those things that have been happening. So he's someone that he's very intelligent. He teaches people. When we come back from school like that, you will see his classmates in our room. They'll be like, no, you didn't teach me this, teach me that, please teach me this. But at the end, when they write the GCE, all the people that he has been teaching, even the teachers, they were shocked. You end up failing, and the other people will pass. So I think all those things have been accumulated until it has reached a point where I can just say maybe it has just exploded. So after that, he finally passed the GCE in a manageable way. He finally passed. All of us were so happy. that means I was happy until I even had to lose my voice. Seriously. So after that, he kept on struggling with life, struggling. That means there's nothing that he does, and
That
then it
goes
just goes
well.
smoothly.
Yeah.
Yes, he has to struggle really hard before you can achieve anything.
He's
So
getting
there was
fed up of all the
yes.
stress.
So after that, there was a time. Okay, we started planning for him to travel to China. So the China issue for him to get his okay. First of all, his ID card had issues. That ID,
Ha!
if this ID card problem, I think maybe even till today it has not been rectified. His ID card had issues. So, but we struggle until I say, hey God, something that others will just go and get it easily,
When it
but
comes
he will
to
find
him.
it. Yes, he will find it very difficult to get it. So we finally struggled until he had a passport. I mean, after a long struggle, each time he would tell me that, Mom, I cannot sleep. I cannot do that. I keep on thinking, why are things like this? Why are this? I tell my brother that, please, no matter what, try to sleep. You cannot tell me, because he used to sleep to stay awake for 24 hours. Even when we're in the house, he cannot sleep. He will just get up like that and say that, no, I cannot sleep. I'm thinking. I said, thinking what? This thing that you're thinking will end up affecting you. Please, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. So he eventually traveled to China after all the
Struggles.
struggle. Seriously. So when he traveled to China now, we're talking on phone, like, okay, maybe let me say for the first 1 month, we're talking on phone thinking that everything is fine, even on video call. It was later on, like 3 months later, when my sister's child, he was there already, so he traveled to meet him over there. Yes. So they finally told us that when he came to China, that he had an accident. He has not even made 2 weeks in China. He had
Ha!
a terrible accident, and that accident was so bad in a way that he could not walk. He had to use crutches for more than 3 months. So, you just travel to somewhere to go and look for greener pasture and so on. Even the school that you went to, because you went there through school. You went there through school, you are even unable to go to school. And then with the accident stuff, you are just thinking, because then the thing is, before he left Cameroon, he had his business. He was doing well. Like, let me say averagely, he was doing well. So after that accident, my brother started changing, like, okay, there'll be a times that he will not even want to talk to us again. You will call him, he will not pick. You will even call video call, he will not pick. Just like that, gradually. And before then, after some time, that my elder sister's child, he had to start explaining everything to us. He told us that he has been going through a lot. Just that he never wanted to bother us because he knows the situation in Cameroon, and then to take that one again in China and add to it, maybe he will be very worried. So he has been going through a lot with our brother, that
Ah,
he has tried to commit suicide like 3 times. Someone that does not drink alcohol, he does not smoke. He locked himself in the room, drank a lot of alcohol. Thank God that my sister's son came back home. I don't know if it was God that was really directing him. He came back home. He was alone and he was literally dying. They had to rush him to the hospital. He sent all the videos and pictures, everything. You needed to see the machines that they pumped on his body. They were extracting the alcohol that he took. He could not breathe. He could not talk. He could not do anything. He was unconscious. So after that, they came back home. Thank God he was still alive. After some time in the hospital, he was not. When I was saying that, Mom, I almost die. Oh, small something I for die. Oh, I said, thank God. I said, but brother, what is really wrong? What's really the problem? Why are you doing all this to us? Because seriously, I was thinking like my mother, like, no, this is witchcraft. Because someone cannot be fine, someone cannot be doing well, and then all of a sudden he starts behaving like this. I've been hearing this mental health issue, mental health, but I never thought it would happen in my family up until this moment. Until this moment that I'm experiencing it, and it's something which is very bad. It is very, very bad and dangerous. So,
Um,
I,
hello.
yeah.
Yes, Denzel.
Yeah, I think I've been listening to her. Sorry that I had to come in and say something, okay?
It's okay.
I've been listening to her, how she speaks, and she tried to, like, she has analyzed almost, I don't know when the story is going to stop, but I think I have picked out a couple of significant information that I wanted, that I think they are very important, right? I talked about how we interpret situations, events that happens to our daily life. The way we interpret these things have a huge impact on our life. And we also need to take accountability when we make errors in life. From the onset, she talked about how they gave some money to one of their father or teacher in school, right? And he ended up not registering their brother. That was already a blunder from that space. So if they, I mean, when I talk about they, I mean their family or those who went to the mine, if they had sat down and said, okay, let's assume responsibility. We gave the money to the wrong source. We trusted this teacher, but he didn't ended up doing the right thing. So let's forget about the teacher and take responsibility. We should have, or we would have taken the money to the right source and register our son. That would have solved the problem. But when you think like now mystic, like I cannot really speak about the mystical world, right? Because I don't know about it. Of course, I have a belief that these things happen, but I can't really talk about what I don't know. You get it? I can only speak on the things that I know. That's why I'm focusing on how we interpret the situation. Now, let me talk a little bit about the interpretation of witchcraft. We can explain some of these things. But if my sister, the brother, and her mom, they sat down and they were like, bad things happen to all people. Bad things happen to good people. My son, you are very intelligent. You taught some of your friends. You are a good teacher. You help your friend become the best. That means you are also a good person. That means you're also a great person. You have a bright future. These thoughts would have reshaped the brother's way of thinking, but they gave him a wrong perspective, which he cannot even explain. Witchcraft, he cannot explain that. And just by having this narrative, it changes the way you look at the world. That is why I talked about our present situation, our past, our present moment, and how we view the future. Bad things happen to good people too. And sometimes because these things happen to you, doesn't mean that you are a bad person.
Yeah.
Let me speak a little bit about the accident. Accident happens to everyone. You understand?
The
Just because,
timing doesn't really matter.
yeah, so he could have gone to America, accident could still happen. If we stay for Cameroon, accident, like probably not, maybe not to him, but accident happens everywhere. So what I'm trying to do is give my sister a soft way of looking at the world, that these things happens to everyone. Because the 1-year-old picking, they die the same day when they born out. You know,
Even
sometimes
Isabella will never come
even
outside
something
safe.
we never come outside. So these things happen all the time. So the way we interpret our outside events matters a lot. And also, I know a lot of people have, some people have their own moral codes, and I think we all do have moral codes, like things like you must, it shouldn't have. When we place, let me say, people will have a lot of these moral codes, even in our romantic relationship, when you have a lot of these moral codes, you tend to suffer. Like you should, you must. Like let's say you believe that your husband or your boyfriend must call you. If they don't call you, you will suffer. should have given me a gift. If they don't give you a gift, you will suffer. You understand? So these moral codes, we all have them, I get it. But people who have a long list of these things tend to suffer a lot. So you guys have to go back to your moral list. What are those things you guys have in your list? Try to mark some X, like this one is not supposed to be here, because you are living in the world. Like, you can't control the things that are going to happen. Today, it's going to rain. I can't control whether it's going. I can't control the weather. But when it rains, I can control how I'm going to step out. You understand? So let's learn to take our power back to ourselves instead of handing our power to the external forces. I understand sometimes these things are hard, but okay, now to my sister, I want to ask her this. Right now, is your brother still in China or he came back home?
No, he's home already because he was really getting out of hand. We had to struggle until now he's back home. And even we could not allow him to travel alone. He had to travel with someone because we were afraid that maybe he would not even reach Cameroon. And when he arrived at the airport, he did not even recognize us. He was just behaving abnormal. Yeah, talking anyhow.
Yeah, I'm really
So from
sorry
there,
about that. I'm really sorry about that, honestly. From the depth of my heart, I'm really sorry about that, Maybe it's time for you guys to probably seek really like real help from real professionals,
yeah,
so they can really talk to him, go to real memory lane, his
from
childhood,
there,
what he was exposed to. There are some things in life, right? The way where we are coming from has a huge impact in our life. Maybe your brother fell down from the sofa while he was maybe 1 month old, or 2 months old, or 3 months old, and these things could affect his brain. We don't talk about these things often, but the way our brain, like, imagine our brain is really soft. It's like the essence of coconut. And that coconut get chuku them around, like chuku. Let me just leave it there. Chuku. So when you fall down, right, you hit your head probably on the floor. Your brain, they hit your skull, right? Those things damages your brain. I wanted to ask, but you talked about it already, that he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink. All these things, drugs, right? They affect our brain. And when our brain is damaged, we don't think correctly. People don't see these things. That is why we talk about things like alcohol, smoking, drugs in general. It affects the way we perceive the world. I think it's Oprah. She said something like, when you dwell on something, you dwell in that thing. Whatever we dwell on, we dwell in. That is why it's so important for us to change the way we think. Like the young lady who died, if you focus too much on my boyfriend don't left me, I go die. And I go break because my boy don't left me. You started acting differently. What about you just feel like, okay, he left me, it's fine. Maybe this wasn't even so. Maybe it wasn't even. Let me say, maybe we were not even meant for each other. Maybe there is another
yeah,
man somewhere who will come and treat me like a queen.
yeah. Thank you, brother. Let me just complete the story because
Yeah.
right now I don't even know how to convince my mom. Because okay, when he finally came back to Cameroon, the first thing we did, like I said, I was also thinking to that direction that he is somehow like witchcraft. We took him directly to church. We went to John T's church in BUEA. They prayed for him, did everything. I think we had to spend about a week, like 2 weeks or more in BUEA, just for us to see the man of God. So, you know, I believe that when something is witchcraft, and then you even see others in church when they are praying, when it's something spiritual, you see they are falling, they are manifesting, they are doing all sorts. But my brother was just standing there. Instead, the people that were falling, he was trying to go and help them, like to oh God. He was trying to go and help them. Like, okay, let me carry them. I was like, God, they are praying for you. So he was just there. So after that, we went back. I pleaded, okay, after that, the way that he was. So then I was still in Cameroon. So amongst our family members, I'm the one that is too close to him. So at least when I talk, he listens to me a bit. Let me say, at first he used to listen to me, like anything I will say. Maybe we really had that mutual understanding. I mean, when he was fine. But during this crisis, I was the only one that when I say something, he can even pay attention. He was like scared of every other person. He was like he's always quiet, very moody. He doesn't want to talk to anybody except me. So we discussed with our mom. I said, since the situation is like this, let him follow us. Let's go to Yaoundé. At first he was scared. He said, no, he's not coming to Yaoundé. This and this, that. I said, please, let's go. So we left and went to Yaoundé. We were there for some time. We kept on praying. They even gave us water, and that we should be giving him that water. Let him be drinking. We were giving the
Has
water,
he been
giving
taken
the
to the hospital?
yes.
Like to
So yeah,
any mental care, all those, has he been taken there?
yes, Melo. After that, it was not improving, so I had to go to the hospital. When I met a specialist in BUEA, so the, the specialist asked what has been going on. We explained everything, and he also tried to ask him some questions. He explained everything to him, and then from there he told us that it's a mental issue. He called it, it's whether it's schizophrenia, something like that.
Schizophrenia.
Yes, thank you. He said that is what our brother is suffering from, and if we don't take it very seriously, it might lead to something very dangerous. So he prescribed some drugs. We bought those drugs, and he insisted that let him take those drugs. He should not stop taking the drugs. So my mother finally traveled back with him to the southwest because he was refusing to follow us back to Yaoundé. So they went back to southwest, and every time we were following up with calls, my elder sister would call and make sure that he has taken the drugs. At one point, he would take the drugs. And then what I realized is when he takes those drugs, he'll be fine. Like, okay, maybe if he takes the drug like for 1 week continuously, for that week, everything he'll be behaving normal, he'll be talking normal. But my mother will keep on complaining that he does not want to take the drug. He'll be saying that I don't want to drink any drug. I'm not sick. What is it? Why are people giving me drug? We have to tell our mother that please let her strategize other ways for her to give him those drugs. Maybe put it in his food or something. Because taking it away like that, he will not take it. So from there, I had to travel and out of Cameroon. So since I came here, it has like 2 years now. I'm in Germany. Since I came here, it has been hell. That means there has been no time that I will stay like that without. That means at times, like if when they even come from Cameroon, I'll be shaking. I'll be scared. I'll be afraid to even pick the call because it's just bad news, bad news, bad news, bad news, bad news. So from that moment, in fact, the story is too long. From there, we started hearing, my mother started complaining. Even my elder brother is in Southwest with him. They started complaining how he has become so violent. Yeah, he's saying that he wants to die. He's even saying that he must kill someone. He even threatened to burn our house and himself inside. So, sorry.
Wow.
So Marilyn, you're welcome back.
Thank you, Sister Eunice. And hi, brother.
Hi.
Sister Eunice. I am so sorry to hear about your brother, but if they diagnose him with schizophrenia, schizophrenia is very serious and very, very extreme. And for the fact that you said that the drugs, when he takes them, he feels better, right?
Yeah.
It means that his diagnoses are apparently intact, like very in line with what the drugs are doing for him. Because with schizophrenia, it is one of the most serious forms of mental health existing. It affects how you think, you feel, and you behave. And he's exhibiting all of those. And it's like somebody is telling you to do something. He will become a harm to himself and then harm to others. If he's exhibiting those, like you said, trying to burn down the house, then that is to be taken very seriously. And the best way, like you said, is that they should trick him to take his drugs, because he may not harm just himself, he may harm another family member. And then it's as difficult as it is, the most of you will have to go and get tested for this. We don't understand the depth of mental health issues, but it has a genetic part of it. And I'm glad that when the brother was talking and when the sister was talking before I came back in, she talked about prayers. The biggest thing in our society today is that we are afraid to try so many different things. But man is a holistic being with a physical, a psychological, mental, social, emotional. We have so many parts. And when one is not intact, it affects the rest. I think growing up in Cameroon, every other part of man's life was in the spotlight except the mental part. And it is coming to the spotlight now. Because when we were in Cameroon, if somebody have any mental issues, they would just pick them up from the town and send them to the village. Or they will be relegated to the home where we will not even hear about them anymore. But this is not the case now. People dress in suits, but they have hidden agendas. Everybody today is suffering from something that they don't know. And I'm glad that we are talking about these things in the open. And somebody else can learn. It is not a shame thing. Somebody else can learn. It can be my family. It may be existing in my family and I don't know. I may have it and I don't know. And conversations like this is just for us to open our eyes, open up our minds, and try to look around ourselves. If it's not you, it may be your husband. If it's not your husband, it may be your child. It may be your parent. It may be your best friend. It may be your boss. So, sister, just encourage your family to keep him really close. To keep him really close and make sure that he takes his drugs, because he is in that stage that he does not know what he is doing. When the voices, I've worked mental health. When the voices start talking to these people, some of them we can only observe them through computers. We sit on a screen for 24 hours and we're paid to look at people. There are times you can play his favorite music to distract him. But sometimes that same music, it will be telling you, he'll be decoding what is underneath the music, because that voice uses that music to talk to him. So we don't want him to get to the extreme side of this.
Yeah, thank you very much, sister. That is why I brought this issue, because I don't know. Like I said, my mom and my elder brothers that are in the South, they keep saying that this is not normal. I've tried to educate them. I've tried to tell them that these are the symptoms of someone that is going through mental health. Someone, I explained to them, because I've gone to Google, I read about it, I saw the signs.
And the good thing
They're
is that
very, very
it has
dangerous.
been diagnosed already. The issue is taking the drugs. So just like what Sister Marilyn has said, is just to encourage him. You all just need to be strong. And Sister Marilyn also said one thing, that it is good everybody get tested, because that's why when you are sick, sometimes you go to the hospital, they start asking you anybody in the family with diabetes, anybody in the family with high blood, they want to know the history, all those things. So it's just good to get checked, and please, let's just encourage him. About the spiritual part, I cannot say it's not spiritual or it's spiritual. I cannot say, but I want to rely on the doctor's report that he is sick and all he needs now is his medication. Thank God the medications are effective when he's taking them. And when he's not taking them, that's where there is an issue. So we just need to encourage you so that you can encourage your family as well to try as much as they can to make sure he takes his drugs.
Yeah.
Can I chip in something about the spiritual part of it?
Yes, yes.
Life is spiritual, right? And we all believe in God. or we all believe in something, but I believe in God. And they've taken him to a church and he had no deliverance. God is the one that gives power to the doctors to be able to diagnose. God is the one that gives power to everything that we do. How on earth can you go deliver a baby through a doctor and that baby comes out and they're fine? Or a woman gives birth in the middle of the bush and that baby comes out and they're fine. When I got in, I heard my brother saying that mental health can occur because we've had trauma in our childhood, which is very true. You know, us back home, we used to shake babies. Yeah, you cannot shake a baby and go scot-free because it produces an effect in their brain. Their skull is not well formed. And yes, people fall and all those things happen. They bleed in their brain. Nobody takes note. And after a while, reality gets distorted. I cannot rule out that there may not be a spiritual underlying. The best medicine is wholesome medicine where you mix spiritual and whatever you're doing in the hospital. Take him to church. Let them take him to wherever church they want to take him to deliver him. I know that for everything, a distorted spirit will distort your mindset. A good spirit will put you in a good mindset. That's why we have things like affirmations. Tell yourself the things you want to become. Tell yourself the things you want to hear.
Yeah.
Meditation is also another one. It is also still good. You meditate more on the positive in order to drive out the negative. So they always say that once you start seeing these negative things, jump into the positive. If your positive point is the Bible, jump into the Bible. Hold on to what makes you see reality. Like my brother was saying, when I was listening to him, I'm like, that's so true. Hold on to that thing that makes you see reality. The encouragement he was talking about, just to take away that negativity out of somebody, is to be able to speak positivity. But when we come into the picture, we speak more negativity into negative things and we make it worse. Like I say, if I don't have any better thing to contribute nowadays, I shut up because I may be a trigger to somebody's death. So don't negate taking him to a church, but let them do all they can do for his best. It is time consuming. It is very draining for family. It will be. It is not going to go away today. But the more they do it, the more the consciousness of that they're doing something to save their life comes in. It is very tedious. So just keep supporting them. It is not easy for them to understand because we all come from that background that witchcraft has been the sole thing that will make people go mad. So to wipe that mentality takes a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why they are not listening to you. So just keep praying to God that they should listen to you. We'll be praying for you as well and your family.
Thank you very much, sister. Yeah, like as I said, like right now, it has become so disastrous. So I was suggesting that they should go and be in a hospital, so that even in that hospital they can be monitoring the situation. Even if they have to give him drugs, even if they have to give him drugs, maybe if he's resisting, they can give him through an injection or
They can
something.
sedate him.
Yes, but right now my mother is refusing that. She's not going to any hospital. They want to go to church. At one point they'll tell me that I've gone to this sorcerer, to this, just spending money up and down, and yet nothing is changing. And it has become dangerous now that it is not only his life that is at stake, but
everybody
with the people around him. He keeps saying that people are talking to him, people are talking in his head, they want to kill him, people, women come to sleep with him at night, and so on and so forth. So I pleaded with my mother that please, okay, people should travel and go to Yaoundé. There's one hospital that I was recommended to take him, that were recommended to take him there. I said better they should travel and go there, stay there, at least monitor the situation continuously, like for 1 month. Let's see how it goes with the drugs. But
the hospital in BUEA that
know.
you guys took him there, they don't admit, because at least for the fact that a doctor could diagnose the whole issue, they don't do admission there.
No, we have been to the first hospital was in BUEA, and that the doctor, you hardly find him. So the second time when he was still getting worse, we had to take him again to another hospital in Bamenda. So it was my elder sister that took him there. So the doctor in Bamenda now referred my sister to that hospital in Yaoundé since she lives in Yaoundé. That when we monitor the situation and see that it's not getting better, instead of coming again to Bamenda, let them just go to Yaoundé since she lives in Yaoundé. So that's why I was talking about Yaoundé. Because even if my mother goes to BUEA or Bamenda, they really don't really have relatives that maybe can be taking on them or helping in one way or the other. So
if he's refusing to go to Yaoundé, I think it is better they talk to the doctor. Doctors have a way of doing things, of handling things. They can still get him to Yaoundé. They can still get, because for me, I support the idea of him going to the hospital. I support that idea.
Melo, sorry that I have to come in again. I'm doing this now because I would like to leave soon.
Okay.
I've been looking at the time. I have to step out. And
thank you.
Thanks, Sister Maria, who came in, and she has said some really positive stuff as well. Thank you so much, sis, for your contribution. And to our sister, a lot of stuff have been given to you, which is really good. And I will also add that I don't know what your brother enjoyed doing. Like you said, you were one of his best friend or sister, right? You guys could sit a little bit, or you could just sit and ponder a little bit what does he loves doing, or what was he doing that he was so attached to? Might be read a book, might be go for swimming, I don't know, might be cooking or doing something. I don't know what he likes doing, right? So you can kind of start to introduce him to these things that he was doing, just so he can embrace his old self. Maybe don't expose everything to him at once, and also make use of everything that is at your disposal, prayers, counselors or therapists, and positive feedback also. Whenever you talk to your brother, give him some positive, be there to support him, lift his spirit up, the things that he has done, his accomplishments, right? Remind him of these beautiful moments, how great he is, how you love him, those things. I kind of feel like when we pour in these words of positive affirmations, lifting people's spirit up, these things help. While he's also sticking to the drugs with prayers and all these things, I think these things can help him to be, or to see himself again succeeding, So that's just my last contribution, before I want to step out. So I hope Sister Marie is going to stay a little bit, and she has more in store. We're going to release some for you and all that.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so
very
much for your
much.
time.
Thank you. I really appreciate.
Thank you so much.
I still
That is so
relieved
thoughtful
just
of
by
you.
sharing this year. Seriously.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
I am looking for my sister Pasibi. She's a clinical social worker. She may have a lot of recommendation for you. I texted her. I think she's in the comment
section.
She's
in the comment section. Maybe she
work.
have sent a request, and you know that when we are three, you cannot see the fourth request. Yeah.
How do I get out of this?
You are the only one that can get yourself out, because you're right at the top, and I'm unable to
just touch something else on your screen on Facebook. It will shoot you off.
Yeah, leave broadcast.
Voila.
Yeah. I was hoping that Pasibi could come in because she is a social worker, a clinical specialist at that. So she has more on this. She's writing. I think she's at work, so I don't know. But based on all that has been said here, Eunice, you have everything. Then she comes. You have everything to help your brother. You have the tools. You have you. The first person is you. He loves you and he's going to listen to you. So if you have any way to be in contact with him in his good moments, make use of those so that he can remember, those good memories, right? He can remember those good things, and then you can see a little bit of, you can see a little bit of what you want to say, but you have to be careful. Don't push. Don't make him mad when he says he doesn't want to talk. We need to respect boundaries. It's more about setting boundaries that will help him. And then that will take us away from our frustration, because the moment you get frustrated, you will also not be thinking right, and you will get really tired of the situation.
Sister
Welcome,
Pasibi, you're welcome.
Thank you. Now, good morning.
Good morning.
We don't define you.
I know, eh? Like, I'm listening to the story and it's heartbreaking. Schizophrenia is not something that a lot of people have great insight about. But all what I want to say is that I think that the family is trying their best to understand this from different perspectives. And our sister just expressed that they've already been to the hospital. He's been prescribed medication, but the challenges is for him to take medication. Sister, I hear you. When people are experiencing those episodes sometimes, as Sister Marilyn said, is the voices that they are hearing that is controlling their actions. So at this point, the only thing I got to say is the fact that we need to, like, you and your family need to sit down and agree on one thing. You need to see a specialist. I don't know if you've spoken to a psychologist yet, but when something like this happens, you need a psychologist, you will need a medical doctor, you will need the whole team to sit down and actually come out with goals for him. If that has already happened, one thing I would recommend is to go back. If he had prescriptions that he's unable to take or he's very resistant to take, you will need to discuss other options with the doctor. One of the options that is really working for patients that I have worked with and for patients that my team work with is injections. They have an injection that they take once every 2 months, and it really puts them in check. I don't know if they have that option in Cameroon, but honestly, that has proven to be the best. It comes with its own side effects for men. Sometimes the men are resistant to take it, but honestly, it really helps put them in a position where they come back to their normal self. Like, they can actually have control of everything as long as they stay consistent with their treatment. I know that a lot of men that I've had conversations with, one of the reasons why they become resistant to take this injection is the fact that it gives them low libido. But that is something that just happens for like 3 or 4 days. After a week.
I was going to say, the thing that goes stand for those who hear PG.
Yes. So at the end of the day, it's only for a few days. But if he is consistent with this, then it can actually keep him in a space where he can actually have a well-fulfilled life. So I think it's really just a recommendation from my part that you and your family go back to the doctor. I don't know who was a prescribing clinician, if it was the MD or it was a psychologist or whoever did that. But if you go back and discuss the options, the best are injections. If he is not willing, or if he is resistant to take his medication. And one thing that I really want us all to know is that sometimes when we want to talk about mental health issues, there are some mental health issues where once you are already diagnosed with it, there is no way back. So the family needs to embrace that. We are only looking like at this point, we should be solution focused. Yes, there is no way back. You're not going back. So at the end of the day, we need to be aware of where he is and meet him where he is, but also be open to discuss all the options that are on the table. But the recommendation I would give, if he is resistant to take medication, please go back to see the psychologist or the prescribing clinician and tell them that if there is an injection that is an option, they could consider that. That will be the best from my experience.
Yeah. And also, thank you, Sister Passy. And also, like the hospital that we're referring you to in Yaoundé, I think it's called Centre Jamon, L'Hôpital Centre Jamon.
Yes.
Centre Jamon, when I was young, I lived in Yaoundé. It's a very good hospital. I don't know of it right now, but that would be another option. But know that it may also trigger him to run away from home. Because when you are attacked by these spirits, they put you against every person that can help you.
That is exactly
We
what he's doing right now.
Yeah, we see it in the hospital with white people, not even with black people. Black people will term it a witchcraft. We see it with the white people. It puts you against everybody that gives you a positive reasoning. So his mindset is so distorted that it has become his reality, and whatever you people are saying is unreal. So he becomes very resistive to all the
Marilyn,
proposals that you're giving.
I'm also thinking, like, I don't know if we have, I know when people are like where we are in hospitals, there are specialized units for mental health. So when people are experiencing these episodes, they are kept there for a while until they are stabilized.
But
So
this is Cameroon we're talking about
yeah,
antipathy.
so that is why I'm saying, like, if he has a tendency to leave the house or run away, at this point, there is not much you can do except to stabilize him. If they can
Yeah.
stabilize him in the hospital, I think that would be the best.
Yeah.
Because
It
for
has
him to
reached
be
that
able to,
level.
yes, for him to be able to function again, he needs to be stabilized. If we don't have mental health units in Cameroon where people can be kept until they are stabilized, then it's really just unfortunate. But I know it is a difficult situation, but your family shouldn't give up. You guys should explore all the options and don't be afraid, because it's something that would create awareness to, would bring awareness to a lot of other people.
Yeah. Because at this point, the other options you guys can do is have somebody else go back to the doctor and request an injectable, which you guys can give him in the house by a nurse. There are so many nurses nowadays that can come to the home and give him that medication. And once he is put under control, you guys can take him to Yaoundé for proper checkup at Centre Jamo.
That's what I was
And they
trying
can keep
to
him
say.
there. Yeah. Because by the time, if he runs away from home, he is going to hit the street fully mad.
That is what he's doing now. Like, he has been doing that, running. If the other day he had to leave the house, took his bike, took a bike and was running on top speed. He had a very terrible accident. So even the people that were trying to rescue him, it was like they should leave him alone. They should leave him. So they struggled until they had to bring him home. The thing is, where they are in Southwest, it's not like they're in Kumba or maybe they're in BUEA town. They live. My mother live in Gusi. I don't know if near
Tombe
Tombe.
side.
Not
Yeah,
near Tombe, yeah,
After
Gusi.
Mabunji,
yeah.
Ebunji.
Where maybe at
Hey,
times the network
Melo,
is
you get map
disturbing.
here. You get map.
Me, I don't grow for that bush road. Me, I be take a pikino. I know
Yeah.
all that road them.
So that is where my family is. So
Yeah.
it's really bad. The situation is really, really bad. At times now my mother will tell me that she's scared to sleep in the same house with him because he does not
They
know
don't know what
what
can happen. Yeah, like what Auntie Mamo, you're welcome. Auntie Mamo says they shouldn't go to La Cantini. That at the La Cantini hospital, the place is not worth going there.
No,
But it
la Cantini
is
na backside.
no, when
um
I was recommended to go to L'Hôpital Jamon. Yeah.
Centre Jamoya.
Princess Mimi SD, thank you so much. She says there is a mental ward in La Cantini Douala. Central Jamo in Yaoundé is a mental hospital, and I believe Dr. Nton is in Melen. So there are so many options. Patty's Corner, you're welcome, darling sis. Thanks for joining. So there are so many options. The only way now is how to get him from the house to Yaoundé. And you guys just have to do it. Auntie, Sister Pasibi and Sister Marilyn have said it all. You guys need to contact the hospital, propose about injections. There are ways to calm them down with injections, and then he can be transferred to the hospital. That's the best option. That's the best thing. You look, for so many families now, people are getting aware about mental health. A lot of families now don't leave their loved ones to suffer in the house or to struggle. The money can be there. You see some people on the streets, it's not because the family wants them to be there, but because these I can call them, let me say, these patients were stubborn and families were afraid how to handle them. But now at this stage that he still sleeps in the house with you guys, with your parents, he's still there. They just need to find a way from Gusi to Yaoundé. They just need to, even if it means that you guys hire a bus from Gusi to Ebunji, they get him Douala Road and you guys enter Yaoundé. That's how you people should do it. You just need to do it.
Yeah.
You just
They can also
need to
go
do
get a
it.
sedative that they can
Yes.
put in a drink or
Yes.
in his food.
Yes.
And once he
Knocks
sleeps, they're
off
ready
the
to just
that
go.
is it. Because they don't need to use force. No force is needed, because if they want to use force, they have to put it in cuffs. It's not yet time for that,
Yeah,
because
no.
that will instead provoke the
outsmart
spirit
all of them.
more. Yes.
That is even the worst, because right now mother tells me that he has become so powerful.
Oh,
Like even
yeah.
when
Yeah.
my mother calls people
Yeah.
like to come and rescue her, or when he's performing one terrible action, you see people will come, but they'll find it very difficult, very very difficult.
I just think like it's not at a stage now where I think from the way you're explaining, he's already at a stage where it's become really, really severe. And I think that maybe his overall functioning is impaired, right?
Yeah.
So
Everything. Yeah.
yes, so it is also very dangerous for him to be living at home with mom. So
Angie Suzanne says give him D10. You know, they cannot just give him drugs like that without a proper prescription.
no,
Yeah.
no. You don't know how he's gonna react to that.
Yeah.
So yes, at the end of the day, I also, as we just said, like go back to the doctor. They should give him a sedative that can make him sleep, and then you'll be able to transport him to the hospital. You need to hire a car or you need to hire a bus to take him to the hospital. But
Yeah.
at the same time too, I think that you can't do that just as family members. You will need a medical professional to accompany you.
Travel with,
him.
yeah.
Yes, you need to travel with somebody
Yeah.
that has an idea of what is actually happening. Like the symptoms and the behaviors are there. You've said it all. So you guys should make sure everything is in place to be able to transport him to the hospital. Because if you do that yourselves and then he's in the position where he starts acting up in the car, it's dangerous for everybody in there.
Yeah. Safety first.
Very important.
I think Patty LaBelle, I don't remember the name. I think somebody like Patty LaBelle, Patty's Corner. I think she wants to come on. So I'm gonna go off because I've been on here for a bit. I'm gonna go off so somebody else too can have a say.
Okay, sis.
Thank you
so
very
much.
much,
Okay.
sister. I really appreciate
Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you all.
Oh, I'm not seeing Patty's Corner again. Send a request so that I can add you. I can't see you. The comments have gone right up. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, sis.
Sis, you're welcome. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you. I greet everyone.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, I really didn't get the beginning of the story, but this story, it's so, how will I say, I have some connection to this story. That's why I said, no, let me like come in and give my 1 cent. And is the question that I have to ask is the boy on any substance like drug or something? Because I just came in.
No, he doesn't. She said he doesn't drink, neither drinks nor smoke.
Are they sure? Because when they do it, they hide. They don't.
No, very sure.
Okay, because like I heard them talking about taking him to Jamo, because these things, they are so rampant in our society that sometimes you cannot even like keep quiet. My family is affected, and I have a younger brother, and he's on this. He has been to Jamo. He was in Jamo for about 3 months, and he came back. He went back again. He was well and healthy. He went back again to the same state. We spent a lot of money. And at the stage now, it is critical. We have done everything, change him town. It's a case that many people know. People who know me, people who live beside me, they know about the case. So this thing, it is so, so difficult. people will give their solutions, but the person that have the knife and the yam to come out of this, if he's on drug, I'm saying this, if he's on drug, because they
No,
take this.
the point, what she said from the beginning, it shows that his childhood, let me know, yeah, his childhood
Yeah,
has
he has
played a
never
lot.
been on drugs, but
Yeah,
for my conclusion, I can say he has been continuously traumatized.
yeah,
Like if I think of what has been happening to him, I can say that he has been continuously traumatized. So
Okay.
right now it has just exploded. Yeah, that's how I can put it.
Okay, so then I think he needs is somebody like a therapist, somebody to talk to him. Yeah, medication sometimes I well the sedative they can like calm him down, but they don't change anything. Like he needs like a therapy to talk to him. I mean, make him to come out of that. This like it's almost in the state of we will say he's mad, he's mentally ill,
Yeah,
eh? So it's
yeah.
his yeah, his mental state is not all right. So I think it is better that if you like, I saw Auntie Mamo saying something about there are psychiatrists online that they can talk to. Yeah, maybe they can talk to. But for me, I think if there is a physical somebody that can talk to him like
yeah.
one on one, yeah, one on one, I think that would be better because drugs sometimes like for my case, this my little brother, he is like talking sometimes like he's mad. He will like in and off, off and on, off and on. He talks well, talk negative, talk well, talk the other way. And when what we were advised is this thing, you people, a doctor from Jammu, he said, you people are just, I will not tell you that stop, but you people are just spending money. He is the one to decide to come out of this. I know that this is not his situation, like his sister is saying,
Mm-hmm.
but if
Yeah.
this is it, because they talk about Jammu, like and say, if it is something that is mental issue, I think he needs a therapist, not a Jamo, because like what I was made to understand when my younger one was there, this place Jamo, he can go there and even get worse because he will go there and meet cases that people with chains and all that, and that will instead make his mental state will instead get worse.
Sister, let me just say something. At this
Yeah,
stage where he's already acting out, he needs both. He needs both medication and he needs a therapist. If he is not stabilized, he's not going to be able to talk to a therapist. So they need to stabilize him first before he can see a therapist. If he is not stabilized, I'm really sorry, the
Yeah,
therapist will not be effective.
because right now he doesn't even want to talk on phone. He scares everyone away. Nobody goes to our house. In fact, he has become so violent,
but do you know what they do in Jamo? When he gets there, they'll give him a sedative. He will keep sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. Will that help him? No,
That
it won't
that
help him.
is that is why I said you need to be very specific. Honestly, when it comes to case conceptualization, the
Yeah,
psychiatrist or the I don't know whoever is there is able to diagnose him. There's gonna be blood work. There's gonna be assessment from a psychiatrist, from a psychologist, from an MD. The family needs to be able to put the team down and discuss their options. Because most
right.
of the time, what they give to mental health patients, it's not just medication to sedate them. There are medications that are geared towards bringing them back to return to normal functionality. So if they are properly diagnosed, and there are medications for that, that could happen. But if you say they only need a therapist for now, a therapist is not going to help him if he's not able to sit down and talk to somebody. So there need to be a level of stabilization before he will be able to talk to a therapist. So
Yeah,
they need both.
that makes sense. It makes sense. But why I just called to give my 1 cent because I have an experience of what goes on in Jamo. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I'm not like dismissing that fact, but this is what will happen if he comes and he's acting out. They have to sedate him, and that it's heavy, not just heavy. He will like be in. He will sleep for a very long time, And if he gets up, it will. So I don't, like you said, he needs both. So I just wish that they find solution in this. Yeah, I really wish they find solution because it's so disturbing for family. You know, when you have
Yeah.
a family member
Yeah.
like that, it is so disturbing, so disturbing. Yeah. Thank you,
Thank you so much, sis. Thank you so
Melo.
much for your
Yeah,
5 cents. Thank you so much. Sister
yeah.
Rasha, you're welcome. Thanks for joining.
Okay,
Hi, Melo.
Hi.
Eunice Conrad, thank
Hey.
you so much. Pastor B, thank you so much. Melo,
Yes.
my broke thing about English for pidgin, no, I beg. This
Anyone.
problem, they so, na some problem where that was sister, they so in it for take courage. And he gave us stand, if that means he gave us stand on the 2 foot, then say, ye na ye, so he gave us solve the brother a problem. But we get the same situation with a very close friend where everybody but the family be accused that the papa say the papa don't put the pikin to society. Like one afternoon, he come back to school, just had to cry, Una leave me, I no go chop that sugar cane, I no go follow una. Fighting from one hospital to another one hospital. At first we think it's not cerebral malaria. From there we start to check other things, then we then last end up with the papa and saying that the papa. But behold, as with the whole ground saying that the papa to the whole ground saying that doctor. When I like when I go any side when I go, the papa whole ground saying that hospital will solve the problem. We enter more than how many hospitals will Bamenda, but at the end of the day, we go forward with Dr. Basson on the hand. Dr. Basson on the internist, he try to look at that situation, look at the situation. It takes 6 months. That begin the hospital was 6 months, like no exaggeration. But for these 6 months, he want come out hospital. They begin day back fine. Fine as in fine because Dr. Basson discovered and say he get a situation with his brain. And that situation with the brain, if it be so violent, they be training. They be training on top bed. When that time already they tell you that this picking the box, all man picking the hospital, nobody believe him. But when that time reach, the assistant box, Dr. Basson, he can't give the injection. Then he had the talk for you small. The talk for you small. The talk small. Finally, he come. Most of them they didn't give the injection. They're just talking. But the training, he talk for you, the talk for you, the calm me. And now they go discover and say, the problem starts right from small. Because sometimes when the picking the talk say, I be stressed up, the other say, come on, they did small picking to the stress up.
Stress up now waiting.
No.
Yeah.
Stress up now, but when they picking the get a problem. And from that period, Dr. Basson be able to address that picking situation until a whole man now. Once in a while, that situation, the one come up, when usually feel and say the one come up, he don't go back to the doctor. And because of that issue, I don't send 2 other cases there for Dr. Basson. They went at the same valley, one and a whole man where it behaves that way. Dr. Basson work on it. So he work in collaboration with one hospital around there. I know they know the hospital. But I know say the person they fine now. And the other case now, another small
the Dr.
Basson
on the Nafosai.
Providence Clinic or Bamenda.
Okay.
Dr. Basson get record, we know it like one of the best internists so far.
Wow.
So if this is sister, when someone suggest we do sister and I say, if mom not be always listen to you because mom they get some thinking. When once begin start talk or person start talk say, I not go follow you. The end story na say na nyongo. Na the story that we don't talk about.
Yeah.
So some person they follow you which they want key or na you don't go put your hand to bad place. But if Susan are already a matured man, if they work hand in hand with any doctor, they go know how they feel fully take it go. If it means say make it even come out Germany like it up. Come only can assist to take your brother go hospital if the brother they listen only to you. Because at the end of the day, if the brother life be important past any other thing. If it takes flight, so can she don't assist they take your brother as if they for hospital. If he take off back. When he for hospital, at least he go to work hand in hand with the doctors and now. If they follow up wait where it happen. When he hospital, the doctors will make sure say before one come out hospital, his situation not be reversed. He go they fine. So all this mentality what they put them say na something, nothing. And if they not change in mommy in mind because mommy knows say some person they will village any herbalist say they go the herbalist go say somebody is doing it.
Yeah, they will talk as soon as
ever
the
lack
person
answer
they
go
follow
get
the
am.
picking. Actually.
Yes. They no be ever lack answer. Somebody dey do am. So my dear sister, please, if you know what you can do, anything that you can do to come to Cameroon, if you cannot come, trust a doctor. Send that doctor to your brother. They will work with your brother and take your brother to the hospital. Your brother is going to be fine.
Thank
Right.
you so much. Thank you.
Right.
Mommy Bear, you're welcome. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining.
you. Thanks. Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
Yeah, it's a critical situation. Just like Rachel, they talk. I just want to add my voice, these mental challenges, it need already made it begin one for really get out of that situation. We really don't know because I know you heard the story initially. Maybe if I heard the story initially, I would really get a better, like becoming like, I would figure a better
Yeah,
this thing, but
because she talked about him not smoking, neither drinking, but it
how
should
old is
start from
he?
time of ordinary level. You give money for teacher, we give already study, time for write exam, teacher not already study, get your own issue them, ID card problem, ID card can come go China, 2 weeks in China, accident, to the level where you know the worker. So all this trauma is like everything he wants to lay his hands on, it doesn't
It
move,
doesn't
it doesn't work.
work.
Yeah, so all
Okay.
those things put together,
So,
he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, but it was just all these traumas, things don't move well for him that has
yeah,
accumulated and it has taken over him.
him. Okay, so he's back in Cameroon. He's back in Cameroon. So, he certainly suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. I know be doctor, but at least the
But he
situation,
has
yeah.
been diagnosed with a situation already where when they give you the medications, when he's on the medication for 1 week straight, he gets back to normal, but he doesn't want to take the medications.
No, because the medication, they keep it tired. It make it tired. The only thing now for getting out of that environment, he needs to get out of that environment where he has maybe the environment they recall the how do you say it? They bring it back the trauma, because we talk of post-traumatic stress disorder. This trauma, what happened, because there's something that triggers it. There's something. I think Rachel don't talk about this doctor. I don't hear about this Dr. Basson. I think you get others. So Dr. Antonin for Hopital Jameau, he's a consultant at Hopital Jameau. Now the oldest, I think, the oldest psychotherapists and psychiatrists who get for Cameroon. The challenge of Cameroon, just also because we know the belief in mental illness. Now still something where is still new, where people then they still come to terms with. We always turn about toxin and traditional, some person don't spoil, all these kind of things. I happy say that sister, it don't really come out and it is seek for help. You have a lot of people who can accompany them, but you cannot do it while she's in a Gosi, that around Ebonji, what did happen around that area already. With the try where the pass a day already another traumatic event for the Pekin maybe not defeat, maybe it come back things enough for house it will blow, but unfortunately the current situation back home is not helping too. The current situation is not helping him at all. Is it possible that they move him so that he can have because I know will tell you like that Ebonji area not be the best place now for go through a like a mental for go through mental illness. It's not the best place now with the situation where we know it happen for that place. That place now hot spot, so it's not helping. Is it possible? Ask me, sister, if it's possible, make it just take the Pekin a little bit out for relocate it to some other place for some time and see what happens. It can be, it may be the environment. So now the environmental factor is a big problem. Let her get out. I don't know. Let them rent a place, say in Douala, Limbe, or something like that, and see how he reacts. Let's see how it happens, because also the environment could be a factor. It could be a factor that is, increasing the risk. So that's it. So we'll see how if he help it. Already moving from there. That's it. So
I don't know, how old is he?
Eunice, you can hear her, right?
Yes, yes. Oh,
How old is he?
he's like 36.
That's a big man.
Yeah,
Yeah, and what is his level of education?
he had advanced level.
Yes, did he go to the university?
No.
Okay. And so, apart from being in Gosi, what does he do as an occupation? Does he have a profession?
I can say he's a business person because he's someone that he really likes business, and that is what he has been doing to make ends meet. He goes to
Mm-hmm.
Douala, goes to
Mm-hmm.
Contraband and buy stuff, then go back to Ngozi and sell.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
with other small
what
business.
usually triggers the issue? What really triggers him? They should find out what triggers him.
Like I said, all this started when he was in China. I've already explained everything here.
No,
So
I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
yes, he started
Yeah.
when he finally traveled to China, and he had an accident.
Mm-hmm.
From the accident, he had to. That means when you travel to somewhere, you are going there to look for a better life. Then you end
Mm-hmm.
up finding yourself at home. You cannot do anything. And then he was living again with my elder sister's son, which is a junior one behind him. So
Mm-hmm.
all that I don't know if he was like thinking, "Wait, look at me, I've come
Have they
here
ever
with
done him a
my
brain scan?
brain scan."
Yeah, they need to scan
Well,
him. They need to do an MRI because that accident might have caused something. They need to really, like, it's so easy to say he has we don't know, maybe he had a brain shake. They need to do an
But
MRI.
now they have been referred to Yaoundé. I think maybe because the issue now is that he is refusing to go to the hospital in Yaoundé.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when they get to the hospital, they can bring all those suggestions
Yeah,
now for those
because they will need
tests
to
to
do
run.
it. They
Yeah,
will need to do it. They
yeah.
will need
So
to do because we can only talk. That reminds me, we used to have a schoolmate. We tried everything, but the guy refused this thing. But you can realize that he's still not fine. However, he doesn't want to do anything with himself. This is 4 years today that we tried to help him out. He didn't accept to do the scan, but from all indication, he has a problem. Because I remember last time I was in Cameroon when he visited me, the way he drink my whiskey, me myself as ex. Yeah, he
okay.
does things. Yeah.
Yeah,
Melo,
Eunice.
please let me chip
I'm
in
sure.
something.
Okay.
yes.
Okay,
I really want to
you
thank you so much
need
for giving me this opportunity.
Mm-mm.
Seriously, just by expressing what I'm going through, I feel relieved. And I
Mm.
brought it here to get advice from people and also to let people know that this
Mhm.
mental health issue is
It's
something that is very, very
real.
serious.
Yeah.
And if you see anyone around you just behaving a type, please don't take it don't take it as a joke,
Witchcraft.
because yeah,
Yeah.
because right now there's no way that I can even convince my mother or to even tell her. They have spoiled her child, they have done this, they want to kill her child for nothing. That's all what she's saying. But
Wow.
thank you so much for all the
For
advice.
nothing. Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah,
for really
yeah.
Eunice,
Even
Eunice,
the
inbox
option
me.
of
Let me
going to
give you the number
Cameroon,
of a
I
psychotherapist.
wish I could, but right now my hands are tied. I'm here with a little baby. There's no way that I can even travel. So
I understand.
Eunice, I have a
Give
suggestion
me
for
a shout
you.
out. Give me a shout out. I will talk to a psychotherapist. I think she can give your brother a few sessions on my account. It's somebody I work with. So if you can reach out to me, and then we can see if she can be able to talk to him. I will try
Okay.
to talk with
First,
her.
we need to know if he will accept to talk on phone.
This is what I'm
All those things.
saying. This is what I'm saying. If he
Yeah.
can talk on phone, yeah, if he can talk on phone, the sessions will be on our association.
like about the
Just
food
get
issue, it is not at times he wants to talk, at times he will not. Even when you call him, maybe if he has given
Yeah,
you like up to 1 minute, he will just off the
Princess,
call on you.
That's
So
true. Princess is like he has already been diagnosed with that on a name of a lung. His medications are working, but he's refusing to take them. Please, when making suggestions, remember that he has been diagnosed.
He has been
Please,
diagnosed
Eunice,
with
can I
what?
give a
Post-traumatic
suggestion?
stress disorder?
Schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia.
I
Melo.
Yes, was
yeah.
there.
Okay.
For the fact
If
that
he has been diagnosed with schizophrenia, then he needs to be on medication. The problem
That's
now is
why he
convincing
doesn't
him.
take the
Yeah.
medications. He doesn't want to take the medications.
Yeah. He needs to, because it's it affect schizophrenia. They affect your ability for think and the way you behave clearly. So the only solution that's it's only medication.
Yeah, that is it.
Is it? I thought it
Thank
was a
you so much.
post-traumatic
I'm a
stress, but
princess.
you can
Thank you
get
so much.
someone. You can get someone to talk to him about it. I think a psychotherapist would do him good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can inbox me to let my lady try.
Right?
Come again.
Your name is Peko Rashe. I don't even know who is
No,
talking, please.
No, it's Auntie Mamo that is talking.
Auntie Mamo.
Yeah, Auntie Mama Connor that is talking.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Auntie Mamo that is talking.
Yeah, get to me.
Melo, please, I want to give a suggestion
I will talk to my person this evening that somebody might call them, or you can even give the number. She can call them and see. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All the best.
Rasha wanted to say something.
Eunice,
Yes, so
another suggestion for you is among his friends, is there somebody that is very close to among his friends, his secondary school friends or even child friend?
yeah, he had a friend that was very, let me just say, his best friend, but right now he's so far from him.
Okay, in the environment where he is right now, there's
Yes.
nobody you can really count on like a friend to him.
Yeah. And he doesn't even want to associate again with anybody.
All right. Now you have this problem. Your mother does not want to believe in you that hospital can be the solution. And he himself, he does not want to take drugs.
Yes.
Now you need to pay, you need to look for somebody, lobby in for somebody. You have friends here, you have other family members, they can look for somebody, and you pay that person to go to the village and also behave to your mom like they are also herbalists, that they have come to look at his situation and change his situation as herbalists. They only have to fool your mom into this situation. They have come as herbalists and they give him a drug that will bring him to his normal senses, that they can carry him from the village up to the hospital. Because if your mom sees them coming as doctors, she will not accept it. But if she sees them coming as the kind of people that she wants, that she believes in them, maybe she's going to believe in them somehow.
From my
understanding,
it's like the mother doesn't have issues with hospital, understand? But just that she knows that there's a spiritual problem attached to it, you understand?
Yes.
The only person that has an issue is the brother living where he is to Yaoundé. That's it. The mother doesn't have an
right
issue
now
that they can.
He's refusing. He doesn't want to go to any hospital. My brother doesn't want to go to any hospital.
The mother has no issue with that. Medications can be taken, but just know that at the back of her mind, you know that spiritual matters are also attached to it.
Yeah, because even at times, even when we like say, okay, mom, please try, let her take let him take the medicine. At times we'll be like, no, this is not normal. This is not normal. This is not a medication issue. Blah 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 blah. Say no, that you just start crying, saying how they have spoiled her son.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. My mother is going through hell.
Yeah.
I mean hell.
It's not easy.
God.
Asha, one thing is sure.
Auntie Mamo has proposed something. Auntie Mamo says, can you tell him to go pick up stuff you sent in Douala? Will he accept?
For that, yes, I think that's a good idea.
That you have sent some things and the things have gone to Douala or they have gone to Yaoundé.
Yes.
He needs to go. He will gladly want to go because he knows that hospital is not attached. But when he will reach there and then you see hospital environment, That's when
Yeah,
another issue will
yeah.
start to.
Because even when you came back from China, you know, when you have been doing something, you have your money, you have your life,
Uh-huh.
and then you come back and then you come back, you're just empty-handed. So we're thinking like, no, right now he needs to continue with his business.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe after that, maybe if he stabilizes with his business, all those things will just disappear. But no,
Mm-hmm.
nothing changed. We contributed money, gave him so that he should not really feel that impact, like he has lost everything. But
Mm-hmm.
still, yeah, it was getting worse because even the business, my mom will say, you not even open the shop. Maybe you instead of him to open the shop during the day, you'll be opening the shop maybe at 12 o'clock at night. So you can really you can really see that he is not normal. At times you will
Mm-hmm.
even stay, you will not even when someone comes to ask for something, you will just be rude.
It is well, my dear. At least I'm sure everybody has given so much suggestion from you, and I'm glad you feel better. Thank you so much for opening up. Thank you so much for sharing your story, your family story on this platform. I really appreciate it. It takes courage for someone to come out to really talk like this. It means that truly you need help, and help will find you. I just pray
So
for your family, pray for your brother. Everything will be fine. Just that we need all to do the right thing. That's why all these suggestions are coming in. Thank you so, so much for your time. If you are free anytime, we can always talk. Thank you so much.
thank you to Sister Melo. God
Yeah,
bless
thank
you.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
bye.
Bye,
Thank you,
Jay.
everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you all so much to everyone that has participated on this show. And please, if you do not make sure you send some stuff, if not, disappointment will trigger him. That's true. If you don't send something, anything, it can also be an issue. Melo, you need one man for this program. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gani, for the stars. Thank you so much to everybody that has supported this show, to all of you who have shared this video. You know, we were talking about the incident in BUEA, but you all know that most of the times on this platform, when situations happen, we don't really click on that. We don't just clinch on that situation, but we use it to educate ourselves about the things that are happening, how we can learn, how people get issues, how people can solve themselves out. That's why we are on this platform. So may the girl way it pass on to glory for BUEA. May so find rest. I know be God, I know be judge, I don't know play where you go. May so find rest. And for anybody who need help, when you are in a serious situation, please try talking to someone. And when people come to you with their issues, please don't take their issues for a joke, and don't take their issues for gossip discussions. People come to us to say their things because they need help. But because of the way the society have made things, we always stigmatize people when they come up with their issues. Some will learn for just be good and nice to people when they come up to us to tell us whatever they are going through. So I just want to appreciate everybody who shared. Please, if you have not shared this video, please share this video. Invite somebody to follow the page. We have lots and lots of good content here. Share this video. Somebody might be somewhere that might follow up. Somebody might need a doctor somewhere, and they are not bold enough like our sister to come up with their story. Somebody might be somewhere, they need help. They need how to go about their things. Please share the video. Feel free to share it to anybody you want to share, even if it's a WhatsApp group, your status, and whatsoever. Thank you all so much to everyone that climbed on the live show to support this show. Thank you so much. God bless you all. You all have a wonderful weekend and stay blessed. I love you guys. I love you all so, so much. Make Kingdom close now small.